Hello, hello, hello. Are we live or what? Or we not yet? Which one is it? That's the one. Okay. Always have a problem. No, I don't know. Am I? All right. Anybody? Are we on? Say something. Do you hear me? I don't hear this. No mute. No. This is not high. High enough. The sound. We hear you. Hello. Okay. Do you hear me okay? It doesn't show me here that you would hear me okay. Good. Our quality is good. All right, we're good to go then. Let me arrange my little, how do you call that? Main. I went with biking today, so I'm just trying to find out what's going on. Okay, figured out if I'm okay, look good. All right, I'm early because I don't do this often. So if I don't do it often, then I'm a baboon. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm trying to figure things out here. I have a laptop next to me. I have something else here, something else here. Okay. So right now, hello, my friend South Africa. I don't know if this is the one. I don't think this is the one. This is not the one, right? Not the one. Not the one. Let me try then to plug another one and find out if this is the one. I got another microphone. Now, do you hear me different? No, it doesn't show anything. No, it doesn't show anything. That's all right. Share screen. I don't want to share screen. I don't want to edit. No. Sound of fans. I think I'm good. This is the one that should work. This is the one that should work, but it doesn't show this work. But we hear you well. Sounds all good. Okay, let's pretend this is here. So we still wait a little bit. It's early. I want to make sure that I have things cleared. I already read some of your questions that you asked in the comments. A friend of mine provided me with some of your questions. I have a list here. I will look here on the questions you got here, and I will try to answer as much as I can. I love you. We love you from Russia. Well, I love you too, my friends. I have no limit here until I get either drunk or drunk, meaning I can't talk anymore, or slurring, or I get tired, or you guys are not here no more. So what time is it? Oh, I got about 2-3 minutes. I got some wine ready. I don't know if you guys have your wine ready. Someone said, yeah, let's go with the wine. Okay, Belgium also here. Hello, my friends. Romania in diaspora. Okay. Louisiana. Thank you very much, my friends. Favorite Romanian dish, sarmale, cabbage rolls with sauerkraut as sarmale, as the cabbage should be pickled. That's my favorite. You want to poison me? Use that one. It's going to be a slam dunk. All right, let me see if I get this higher a little bit. Higher is, I don't know, go here. All right, doesn't really matter, does it? I think I'm okay. All right, and smoked bacon. Yeah, smoked bacon is good. Smoked salmon is good, or fish. All right, what time is it? 28. I have here my little crystal glass ready with my little, okay, click, 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 right here, ready for you. I have my Japanese wine ready right there. This is my new discovery. I drink my wine, but now I will present it in a minute. I don't get any money for that, so it's not like advertising or anything related to that little thing. All right, let me see what I got here. Because I have a lot of things open here with messages, with this and that. All right, what time is it? 29. Question: what are Lindsey Graham personal, very material interest in Ukraine? Money and power, as any politician, not any, but mostly these are his interests, and he's harnessed by certain people I smoke weed. Sorry, I don't drink. I smoke weed. Okay, well, whatever works, I guess. I never smoked weed. I smoked cigarettes when I was in the fifth grade, and they didn't. I didn't like them. I didn't like cigarettes. I used to go and buy them by myself as a kid and say it's for daddy. That's how we did in Romania. All right, it's 29. When it's gonna be 30, we're going to start, my friends, and I will do it properly. Okay, so we everybody here. Yeah, smoking weed is great. I mean, I never tried anything, any drugs actually. I never. I had the opportunity to do a lot of things, but no, never got any drugs, anything. I mean, besides the prescribed if I was sick or something, but not anything like amphetamines or anything like that, or methamphetamine or cocaine or speed or heroin or weed or whatever is over there. I don't know. And I don't care. All right. What time is it? All right. It is. We're on, my friends. Thank you very much for being with me again today, my friends. Thank you, all of you, for being with us. It's not me yapping around, it's us communicating, being with together and spreading the word and learning from one another, learning the way we should interpret or look at reality, because these guys are doing a job on us. We have to counter that. I will try to answer as many questions as I can, as I said in the first 7 minutes while I've been here. Um, I don't know if I can answer all the questions. Obviously, that's too fast going for me. I appreciate each and any question. You can repeat the question. I will try to see what I have over there. The questions, I will try to answer them fast, short, concise, not too much, too long, because it's gonna have you lost. And I don't have time. You don't have time. As I said, I will end this when I get tired, or when you guys are not there anymore, or when this one wins the battle. Okay, this is a new Japanese plum wine from Japan. Actually, it's in America. It's $16. It's the cheapest one I got. It has the plums over there in the bottom, if you can see it, and it's very good. It's a sweet wine, and I have a connection with Japan since I was a kid. Not a kid, but martial art is all covered here. Okay, and I have my little glass here. I drink. Anyway, I'll tell you the story with the crystal glasses. In Romania, people put crystal glasses in whatever just to be over there. Nobody drinks out of them, so they don't break them. When I came to America, I said, fuck it, man. I have crystal glasses right there just for you and I. Okay, let it air a little bit. That's the evidence. So I got here this one, 750 milliliters is going to go by. This is a very high alcohol. It's 15% alcohol for a wine. You can smell it. You can feel it in your nostrils. So norok, na zdorowia, prozit, come by, whatever other things you got in your native language. Thank you for being with me, my friends. Norok. Good, good, good. All right, we got all equipped with all the things we can, and let's get to work, right? As I said, someone gave me some of your questions, sent me some, because some of you posted questions, and I will try to start with those ones. Let's take about 5 minutes to say hello to people here who's gonna. I already saw people from different parts of the world saying să trăiești, Prost from Netherlands, salut din București. I will just acknowledge you, my friends. I will not mention your name, because I don't know if you want your name to be mentioned anyway. You are here commenting, so that's why I will, Zveli, Skal, Tsuika, no Tsuika. I don't like Tsuika. I give my American friends. Serbia, Belgrade, Toronto. Hello, my friends. Thank you. Georgia, USA. Greeting from Netherlands. Greeting from Quebec, UK. Yes, Vancouver Island baboon. Okay. Say my name, baby. Okay, Fox Taco. I said my name. Okay, I said it. Albania. Oh my. Serbia. Oh my. Portugal. Oh my God. Nazdravje. Yeah, Nazdravje. Nazdravje. North Macedonia. Hello. Denmark. My God, we're all Jersey. Caribbean. Oh my God, we're Russia. Wakanda. Wakanda. Okay, welcome. I'm glad, man. I'm glad when I have people all of Kansas, from all over Slovenia, Sweden. Uh, Jesus, it go too fast, man. I put it at 60 seconds, but it goes New Delhi. Oh, Kenya. Hello, my friends from Zimbabwe. Anybody? My friends. Malawi, Canada, Ontario. Yes. Australia, Montreal, Puerto Rico. My God, Finland. We are from everywhere. Zimbabwe, where are you, my friends? I know you are because I know you come. Dong Tree, Zimbabwe. I hope you are. Finland, right there. All right. All right. Cyprus, Kabul, Edinburgh. Kabul, guys. Oh my God, friends. California. All right. Puerto Rico. My friends, thank you very much. Yakutsk, Russia. Yeah. Romania, yes. Norway, Bulgaria, Chiang Rai. I don't know what is Chiang Rai. Sorry, Zhang Chang Bat. I don't know what it is, but Sri Lanka, Mali, Netherlands. My friends, Italy, Thailand, Portugal, Tel Aviv. Guys, everybody run for cover. Tel Aviv is here. Thank you very much, my friends. India, Malta, West UK, Brasov or Sibiu. I am not from Brasov or Sibiu. Okay, where are you from? Czech Republic. Incredible. You're from Incredible. Thank you. Mars, South Africa, Florida, Serb. All right, my friend, Mississippi, Moldova. Oh, thank you. Let me tell you this. We are from all over the world. I can see not who is from where, but I have statistics and they tell me cities, big cities where you guys are. And the main ones are from Great Britain, United States of America, Canada, Australia. These are the main ones. There are many others that come, but I'm not many Romanians though. But I understand why, because nimeni nu e proroc în țara lui. So there is nobody's a proroc. It's not that you call it different from his country. So let me read you a few of the questions I have here. Just go over them with some fast answers, and then I will go on to those questions that you are over there. Ghana. Oh my. Okay. All right. Any adults here? Well, I'm going to stand up and show you. No, we don't do that here. What am I doing? All right. There's I had pictures. I saved them in a special, not special ad, in a special question live stream. And this is because a friend of mine sent me some. All right, says Amy, I always loved horror movies and of course Vlad Dracul. So you are my number 2 hero. Comment live. So he said, I sounded crazy to you, but it's only my reaction to crazy, surreal reality. The empire is falling apart. My question is, will the empire fall peacefully like the Soviet Union? It depends how these bosses are wanting. There could be a lot of changes, a lot of... for the question right on, okay. Did you vote for Psycho beat Trump? Yes, I did, twice. Twice or 3 times? 3 times. Or I don't know. And are you still a fan? Well, you can't love someone. I mean, you can love someone unconditionally, but it was not that kind of love. Given the garbage we have by those guys who select these guys in order for us to confirm, as I always say, to the voting machines, he was the only option. He had good ideas, but when he got out there, I saw what he did in the Middle East. I expected certain things, and it's not over. And not only what he's going to do right now in Ukraine, a lot of things just, I don't know yet. I think he is, I don't want to say blackmailed, but that could be possible too. Were generals always like that? No, the generals are not. For instance, you see, my favorite American president is Andrew Jackson. And Andrew Jackson was a general, but he was not a general. he became a general because that's the way they this guy. Oh, now you're a lieutenant. Now you're general in the war of independence. They were given these kind of things. Or Napoleon. Napoleon got to that position very fast. But look what that Josephine did to him, and he did it to himself as well. No, it's not. I'm generalizing when I talk about generals. Um, he said Russia will attack Germany for long-range weapons. I just made a video today. It's not going to be from Germany. It's going to be from the U.S. And we'll see what the Russians will do. Yes, the Russians will strike the Germans if the Germans would have given Taurus, and eventually the Germans will give Taurus missiles to the Ukrainians after the Americans give their long-range missiles. It's been like this. Okay. Where's Zelensky all this time? All right, if you hear Emil talk about the position future map of Ukraine, which was shown by Medvedev. Well, by Medvedev, yeah, I think half of Ukraine will be Russian, maybe. Around the Russian influence, maybe part of the West will be Polish and NATO, and something in between called Ukraine, something like this, I think. Why do some Poles dislike Russia? They have a long history, and where I come from, people have passion, have this kind of passion, and a lot of crimes occurred on all sides, and they were kept alive in the, as I call it, the nation's memory or soul. That's for, yeah, we Romanians and Hungarians are friends, but something in the back is like, we're ready. Or for instance, the Turks and the Greeks, for instance, and many others. So if you go in history, obviously you're going to find out a lot of garbage between Poland and Russia, and not only, or Ukrainians and so on. They all think they are the best. Now I know from direct experience, not experience, I'm not going to disclose more information about that than I need to. Ukrainians don't like Poles. I don't know if the Poles like anybody but themselves, but that's okay. All right, what do we have here? What else we have here? Another question. Government as good as population. The Fourth Reich is here. No. Is it true that the Siberian gas pipeline was blown up by Ukraine? I haven't heard about it. It seems to me Russia is not able to win this war either. No, not like that. The way they go, we will not. Their victory is not losing, not collapsing. Too much money, power. The amount of shadow banning and censorship here is mind-blowing. It is, my friends, it is. It is mind-blowing, boggling and blowing. For the record, listen to me. In all this time here on YouTube, I deleted 2 messages, 2 comments, 2. And that was because someone on Facebook, a friend of mine on Facebook, said that I'm trying to delete some porn, blah, blah, blah people that always post the first 2 comments on my videos. And I deleted them twice. And then I saw them again the next video. I said, I'm not going to stay here deleting each and every time. So let them be. I was told by someone to start deleting things that I don't like, and I told that person that I don't do that. This is truth and justice. I will never delete any of your comments, regardless how smart they are, how baboonish they are, how insulting they are. That's your say. That's it, regardless. All right, so I will never do that. If you get something deleted, it was not me, just so you know. All right. Emil, could you please do a report on the Indian-US trade fiasco? Well, it's the same thing. You do what I tell you to do. The Americans and the other guys are not doing it. Therefore, they're going to be in a war. New money, new control. The Jewish mafia, all right. Emil, could you every cool Dracula? All right, I'm going to go on this one right here. Sorry, my friends. All right, let's see. Okay. What if I put pineapple in taco? I don't know, my friends, what happens with them. Do you have a Facebook account? Yes, I have my name. You find me over there, sitting over here and pretending I'm smart. You find me with a suit and a tie. All right, I hope Azerbaijan becomes like Belarus. I hope, my friends, that each country has an independent, sovereign politics, and they are trying to do what works for them. But unfortunately, they are harnessed and are listening to other forces And those forces are telling, like people tell us here, you have to hate that guy, you have to dislike that guy, you have to dislike that guy. But what if I like him? Well, you're a bad person. We're going to sanction you for that. We're going to reprimand you for that. We're going to write you up for that. We're going to fire you. We're going to harass you. So Azerbaijan, I hope it is independent, like Romania. Romania should be independent and do business with the Russians, do business with the Americans, do business whomever they think it's advantageous to the Romanians. Well, that didn't sit well when Călin Georgescu came with the same message. I think it's okay. It's idiotic to be upset with a friend, with a neighbor right here that can punch you and knock you out, but if you be friend with someone 7,000 miles away from 15,000 oceans. So your do your own thing. Be your Emil. Do you have an email address I can contact you on? Well, I have a few of them. I can give you one of them is the one on this channel for this channel, and I think is I don't use it, but I receive all kind of things on it. Is it 15 Truth and Justice at Gmail? So 15 Truth and Justice at Gmail. That's where I sometimes receive. What is your main job, Emil? My main job is telling the truth, my friends, or trying to. I can't disclose too much about that. What's my main job? I do not work for anybody. So I don't have a regular job. Let's put it this way. I am employed, if you want, for certain things, but not. I don't work for anybody. I don't work. I work for myself, and I'm very happy to do that. Let's put it that way. Okay, let's see what else. Okay. Do you believe in the Q operation? Oh, my, too ready. Q operation, what's that? I can stop this chat here. No, too fast. Hello from Wisconsin. Buy Emil books so you support him. Buy my books. I think I wrote 3 books. I have many others in store and already in the draft in draft state. I wrote 3 books. One, Better Society We Should Create, where I gave a few, I think, criticism and how to solve some problems in a society, mainly in the Western society or the US society. The other one, the other 2 are the God's nature, which is the other side of Yahweh, based on the Old Testament. Read those books, and thank you very much. If you don't like them, you can, return them to me, and I give you the money back, just so you know. But I think, and why I did that is because I said if someone will pick that up, we'll have a different version of what these guys are selling us. It was not anything about being upset with God or anything, but I don't like how should I put it, narratives. Take the whole truth, man. I don't know, look at me and say, okay, he's got a long nose, he's got hair, he's fat or whatever. But take it all. Don't say, oh, that guy is the most evil because he did 3 things that evil. He might have done 50 good things. So take the whole picture. Just don't pick and choose. There's not even justice, or you can't. Neil, hi Emil. Hello, Neil. Why do you show more chest hair? Why don't you show more chest hair? I'm fat, that's why. No, but I don't think is I can, but why would I? I think it's enough here. I don't have too much. I don't have anything on my back, so I'm glad about it. Okay, land your own plan, land ownership. Yes, gold and properties. This is what you need right now. Nothing else. Properties and land, and land very well located, and gold. Yes, I'm dealing with those things. And copper works fantastic. Do you live in Romania or in the US? I am a US citizen. I chose United States of America. I love Romania, but I don't like many people from Romania. I would like to go back over there and have a cultural revolution, which is teach some how to fucking think properly, okay? And then let them go back in the society. All right, you got my idea. Preferably if I come with on a tank. How do you request you attendance of a conference? How can we request you for attendance of a conference? I don't know. I was thinking about this. Actually, I wasn't thinking. Someone else gave me this idea that maybe I should invite some of you on my shows and have a conversation. I would like to have a lot if I can, or just invite one here, one there, but I don't know yet what method to find and to get. But I would like to do that. That is, hear what you have to say, and maybe help you promote something in the future. I don't know, open a channel, do something. Maybe you have one. I have no problem discussing with anybody as long as that person wants to really find the truth. I mean, if I don't want to prove here that I'm right, unfortunately sometimes I'm right and I don't like when I'm right, because usually my predictions are bad, are about bad things. All right, let's go on here. Please check your email. Send you an invite. An email? Okay, I will send it. Let me see. I got it. Lydion, where is it? Right here. No, that's not it. If that's the one, I have from PayPal, but not from you. And YouTube creators, if that's the one with the Gmail. Oh, I have Russia Ukraine conference Cambridge invitation. There it is. All right, that's the one. I got it right now. Okay, just a quick message to say with. Okay, so I got yours. All right, I will look into it after this. All right, I would love to be on the show. I don't know. I have to figure out how I can make a selection or something. I would like to meet you somewhere, guys, and that's one of my plans, to meet you in a. I don't know. I will rent a hall, but that would means, you see, you're from all over the place. How in the hell you're gonna come here, or I'm gonna go somewhere? And yes, I expect to be punched in the face when I go in places, or maybe you come with us. It happened in Germany near. Emil, do you think World War III is already happening? Yeah, I think it is. It's just a matter of um, what state do you live in? Michigan. But not only. I go all over the place when I need to. Yes, World War III is just a matter of the how big or how small it is. Right now, it's not that big. Yeah, Emil, would you become president of US? What would you main move in foreign policy? Let's say, if the US president really would have the power it really has, first I will make sure that the people around me are not their boys. Hey, good, these guys can take care of me in a second. So I want to make sure that the people near me are not going to poison me, are not going to hit me in the head, are not going to send me somewhere, put some concrete on my feet and put me in a deep lake or anything like that. That's the first one. But to answer that, I will first take care. I will order. I will try to go in Ukraine and tell Zelensky, stop, motherfucker. I tell the other guys, stop, motherfuckers, let's discuss. They will say, no, I have a power, if they say, to do something with Zelensky. I don't have any power on Putin. As I always say, focus on what you can do. The Americans can make Zelensky do what the fuck ever they want. They don't want to. If I'm really in charge, I tell the Europeans to back the fuck off. I am in charge here, and they will do it. Sounds very, you see, I used to listen to a guy, Dr. William, for a long time, and many, many, many times. And I put this, he had about 15 minutes to 30 minutes radio broadcasts. And I put one of these broadcasts to a friend of mine to impress this person. And this person was like, this guy's crazy. He's talking like he doesn't know. He's like a child. That's why when I say certain things, it could be sounding very simplistic. But it's not. You cut the middleman. I'm not going to write 3 books here to tell you why I say these things. The thing is this. I will tell Zelensky, you do what I tell you. I am in charge, because that's the reality. I'm in charge if I'm in charge. If not, the interests are in charge of me. I'm in charge. The Europeans, I will tell them, back the fuck off. I will try to squeeze as much as I can out of them. It's going to come only poop. With Putin, I will show him clear signals that I am in charge. I am the one, not Zelensky runs around like a chicken without a head. You cut his head and he's all bim, bim, bum, bum, bum. All right, that's what I would do with Ukraine. I will go in with Israel, and in Israel, I will do this. I will take those guys with nuclear weapons. That's why I could do it right on the spot. If they don't want to, I will say, no problem. I will organize a coup. If things are, if people are with you, I'll organize a coup if I could. And I will have a little operation for about 1 hour. In that operation, I will take over and I will take their nukes, and then I will make sure I will make sure that they will be protected, the Israelis, that they will not be attacked by this and that. I will make another state of Palestine. I will make sure that Israel is going to give back certain things that took during the war, and I will go to 1948 resolution when it was formed, the way it was formed. That's it. No nukes for you. We, the Europeans, I don't know why, but I will try to get the Chinese, the Russians, and everybody else in to protect the Israelis if there is a need for protection. If anybody in the area dares to do anything to these guys, we're going to fuck you up. That's why I will do it. But Israel will not have nuclear weapons. It's not going to do preemptive strikes. These are the two things I will do. Emil, when in Romania, where are you from Romania? I'm from Sibiu. Sibiu is right in the center of Romania, Hermannstadt, German town. But it was not German town because the Dacians were first anyway, but then it was the Roman Castor. It was a Roman settlement over there. I think it was it Cedonia? Cedonia it was. And then the Saxons were allowed to come over by the Hungarians to populate and to immigrate and for defensive purposes around the Carpathian Mountains in the south and Transylvania. So I'm from Transylvania, from Sibiu, about 30 miles away from Vlad Dracula's place of birth, Sighișoara. Facts, okay? Facts. Well, you sound like a serious person. What is your education level? My education level is this. When someone asks you that, hey, what's your education? I have a bachelor's. That's all I have. But the problem is, could I have a PhD? Yeah. When I saw people with PhD, don't let yourself fooled by papers. Papers shows that someone went through discipline enough to do certain things and has some abilities. That's true. But remember, if you have a PhD, from all the knowledge, you narrow it down to one little subject, very thin, and supposedly go very deep in that. That's all you know. That's all you know. But nevertheless, no, that's what I am. Not very smart by education level. Look at someone said something about the why do I consider the Americans, why do I talk about the Americans like that? And if I consider the Americans being just baboons and all that, no, I don't consider them being baboons. I'm disappointed. Why? Because the propaganda where you come from outside, as a foreigner, you think the Americans are some kind of extraterrestrial, fantastic individuals, and most of them are. But you meet the baboons as well. And then, unfortunately, the baboons are voting. And I think the self-esteem is too far away from the reality. Let's say, I will give you this. I think I'm good looking. I think I'm smart, but I don't think I'm a genius. I don't think I'm a 10 in good looking, okay? I don't think I'm strong, but I'm not a 10 in strength. You know what I mean? So, but if you think, oh, I'm the best good looking guy right here, baby doll, I'm the strongest man. But the reality is much low. The self-esteem and your mirage, delusion is too far away. You look like a baboon. The same is with some, here, when we are extraordinary, you're not fucking extraordinary. Some are, but you're losing it because those guys take care of you through the universities, through their politicians, through their Hollywood media and entertainment industry. So let's move on. You don't sound like a serious person. That's what you don't sound like a serious person. Well, how is a serious person supposed to sound? I tell you how. You have to not really smile. You have to speak slowly. Never curse. Never get angry. Always have one eyebrow a little bit higher than the rest. And find a lot of words that the audience doesn't understand. Don't make grammatical errors, and you will sound probably like a serious person. I don't want to be a serious person. I want to be a person who tells the truth. And I like to make it entertaining because I see it entertaining. I see it sometimes funny, and I like to overemphasize it when I call them fucking baboons or those guys or Steins. That's the way I see things. I don't want to be too serious. Why so serious, son? Remember, too serious is not good. And the level of seriousness is not direct proportional with your education. So the more educated you are, the more serious. On the contrary, you become more relaxed, like Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama. Remember? Why is he laughing? Because he reached enlightenment. He laughed of everybody else because he reached enlightenment. He unshackled himself from the problems. So don't equate seriousness and appearance and all that with education. The content of your character, the content of your speech. It's true, you deliver it in a certain way. I choose to deliver it that way. That's me. Baboon. Let's move. All right. Serious. Okay. Stay natural, positive, and funny. So come on. Okay. Nicolae Ceausescu was this good guy from Romania. He was not a good guy, but he was not, I was about to say, he did both. He was good and bad. What he did, these guys could not achieve, not even now. You know, Romania has right now 200 and some billion dollars in debt. 200 and some billion dollars in debt. Where are you, baby doll? All right. So 200 and some. Ceausescu has zero. You say, well, he got people hungry. Well, as I always say, I didn't like Ceausescu. I don't have chewing gum. God damn it. I don't have Adidas. I don't have TV. I don't have, many other things. So no, he did fantastic things. And he fucked up here and there. He was not a mass. He did not commit genocide. Epstein committed suicide. All right. He did not. That was a sham. They killed Ceausescu with our hand. The same as Pontius Pilatus killed your Jesus Christ with our hand. All right, you got it? The same shit. On the 25th of, all right, laughed on. Okay, Emil, question. Are you related to Al Pacino? No, I'm not. I'm taller. No, we're not. No. All right. If you had the power, would you integrate an IQ test to be allowed to vote? No, I will not. I will not institute a IQ test for voting. I will make America great again. I will make this, as I said a few times before, and I wrote in my book, I will make full vote, 75% of a vote, 50% of a vote, 25% of a vote, and that's it. It's not going to be no vote. It's going to be voting, but the voting is going to be based on what you know, how much you know, and how you do that. I will give you tests. I can give you classes, and you need to know something about the system, about what's going on in order to be able to vote. I don't vote if you give me drugs. I don't vote because you give me handouts from other people's pockets because you take them in taxes. No, you don't vote. You have to be able to know certain things. And you're going to pass this test, you're going to have 25% of a vote. I passed another test, 50% of a vote. Another test, 75%, and then 100% of a vote. That means you know something about the system. You need to know about it. You can't just vote. Remember, if we employ an engineer to, let's say, design a bridge, right? A civil engineer, that person needs to have a PE, a professional engineer. Why? Why can't anybody just go over there and we vote for him? He looks good. I think he can design that. Look at me, baby doll. Why not? Oh, no. He must have expertise. But we don't ask these guys to have expertise choosing who's going to be in charge of the country. How crazy it is. Read about Socrates, Plato's interpretation of a ship on a stormy water, on a stormy shadow, on a storm Daniels, stormy situation. Who do you want to be? If you are on a ship and it's a storm, it's a tempest out there, you want to be the suavest, the guy that's going to be, hey, look at me, baby doll, or you want to have the guy who knows what the hell he's doing with navigation and taking care of the fucking ship? You want the best. Here, no, and you would allow people to vote because they're based on, I like him. Let him be the captain of the boat this time. Fuck off. No, that's not what it is. You want the guy with expertise. That's why you're going to have half of population voting for Bill Clinton because he's... what the hell is this? That's why. Nevertheless, let's move on. Okay, Emil. What system is better? You both live in Romania and US. Which system is better? You both live. Well, United States of America will. We have owners, and the owners use these guys because they're these more advanced. Definitely United States of America. Definitely, let's put it this way. Definitely United States of America. Let's cut it clearly. The reason why is these guys are still more organized, disciplined, and when they build a road or they build a house, or you see things that's still done. You go to a park. I go to Romania. Those guys, punem aici o linie, pula mea, tragem o linie, futem una aici, facem. Hai bă, facem, hai bă, taci de în gură, ba. Now with that one, you're not going to have a society. These guys, they have some smart people somewhere, but they put the baboons to work. But those guys are still there. In Romania, too much corruption. And if corruption starts from your needs, from your necessities to eat, to have a job. Here, when I came to the United States of America, there were 3 reasons why I came here. One of them was this: I want to be treated fairly. If I work, I want to be paid on time with how much I agreed to be paid. That's it. That's it. In Romania, you have a problem, especially if you're a woman, if you know what I mean. You have to put out. Is that what it is? All right, let's move on. Salutare din Cipru, mulțumesc pentru sinceritate și pentru videoclipuri. O persoană onestă și inteligentă. Well, thank you very much. If one man designed a system, process, etc., other man will destroy it. Yeah, but at one point you have to use enough propaganda to keep people. Do you think that people love democracy by default? No. The system, the guys in charge of the system will promote the system for a reason. Do you think that those guys who promoted made the system here, which, by the way, it was not supposed to be anywhere? I don't think it's written in the Declaration of Independence. It's a democracy or something. America will be nothing like that, right? It was a representative republic or something. So anyway, it implied, but did not use the word democracy. They knew the word democracy, but they didn't use it. How do you think they maintain it? They propagandized everybody else. Democracy is the best system. That's how it is. If tomorrow the government, with the schools and with the mass media and the entertainment, they will make those guys claim that socialism is the best, or communism, they will do it. They will do it. Year after year, the lower generation, the children will become adults. They're going to be indoctrinated, like with the global warming. The same thing. Oh my, all right. What is your education background, if I may ask? Well, yeah, you can ask anything you want. Teaching and sociology. These are the main ones. Also psychology, but I will not use that. What is your opinion on Bitcoin? What role do you think it could play geopolitically moving forward? I do not know enough about Bitcoin. From what I know, I give you my, could be very ignorant opinion, because it's an opinion. This is not an assessment, because I don't have enough information. I didn't care about too much. I think it's one, if it's so independent, if it's allowed to be independent, is because someone else is profiting somewhere. The moment that it's too independent, the governments will take over. I have no idea. I can tell you more about it. I think Bitcoin just reached a new height these days. I can tell you. I don't know. If I don't know, I don't know. All right. Emil, how do people in Romania look at Starina Baba Novak? Well, Baba Novak was Mihai Viteazu's general or something. So Baba Novak was a Serb, if I remember. I never knew Baba Novak was not Romanian when I grew up in the system. I thought Baba Novak. But Baba Novak, I think it was, yeah, obviously he was Mihai Viteazu's general, one of them. Very loyal, if I remember correctly, very brave Serb. All right, that's Baba Novak. Piers Morgan lost 100. I heard about that, losing 100,000 bet to Kenneth Sons. Do you think he would pay up? That's for me. That is a secondary issue. The primary issues. You are a motherfucker. We know that. You know who I'm talking about, right? Not about Candace, about the other guy. It doesn't matter if he's going to pay out. He has the money. He can pay up. And you know what? I think he's going to do it, or he's going to weasel himself out. If the pressure will be enough, he's going to pay, and he's going to become the star. He's going to switch everything. You lost the bet because you're a weasel. He's going to turn it into a victory. I'm an honorable man. You are not. You are not. Just listen to his, whatever, the truth, whatever he says over there. Trump sending more weapons now. How is Ukraine? Cash is freedom. Well, cash is freedom. If tomorrow these guys give a law that cash is done and you have to put a chip with your banking account in that, what are you going to do? Well, put the cash you have over there and burns. The same you can say about gold. It's just a convention. Running. I felt like I was getting low. All right. Always let it air, right? Doesn't make any. This is all right. It's very full-blooded, but cheers, no rock. Na zdrowie. Don't touch the glass. It's going to change the temperature. That's how you drink properly. All right, box wine. No, it's not box wine, because if it would be box, you know what? A good wine is the one that you like. That's it. I drank expensive wine and I was not refined enough to appreciate it. It doesn't matter. What you like, that's what's good, just so you know. No, it's true. It's true that you miss out, but you need someone to explain. You need to enhance your knowledge about wine or about, let's say, classical music. Oh, that sucks because maybe we don't understand it. Maybe we don't know exactly what the hell is going on in there. It's much easier to say, I don't know what you think about me. I'm a PIMP. Okay, it's easier, you know? Okay. Baba Novak does not exist. The Novaks were heroes. Okay, I thought he was. We have statues in Romania about Baba Novak. Do you condemn Israel's sneak attack on Iran while US was negotiating with Iran on nukes? The US was not negotiating. The US came with a list, gave it to the Iranians, and that was like this. That's what we want you to do. That's our negotiations. And the Israelis did that. First, I think that was an illegal and should be condemned, striking another country without, being attacked. What do you mean is preemptive strike? If I walk down on the street and a guy comes from the other side and he looks a little bit rougher and he comes past me and I feel threatened based on my subjective ballless attitude, I'm going to punch him first because I think he's going to smack me. Is that the way it works? Then everybody's going to hit everybody. Everybody's going to do to everybody. No, it's garbage. It's garbage. The problem is not what the Israelis did, it's how the US responded. And that's even worse than this guy's attack. That was even worse. I mean, they may ban gold ownership. I don't know if they can. We have too much. We have too much. No, it's not. It's just gold in there. All right. Questions. Ukraine said it shot down 1,000 drones and missiles in 3 days. They can say that they went to the Mars and back. It's not, paid for by the pop. What are you thought on Q? Okay, Q. What are Q? I don't know. I don't know. Do you mean the Quanon, the guys with the pedals and so on with the, well, I don't know, my friends. I don't have enough evidence to support that. I think you can call it conspiracy. Interests pull people together and they're rowing in the same boat. So if we like, I don't know, blonde women, we're going to talk about blonde women. If we like brown women or we like whatever women, we like, I don't know, something. We got a certain kind of movie. We're going to get together and we're going to talk about it. So these guys, based on an interest and their level, wealth and all that, these guys are not from yesterday. It's a I think it is a for centuries connections created. And we are allowed to see only little things. Trump wants to get in there. This is what Trump tries. This is what the Clintons try. This is what the Bush dynasty tried. This is what Kennedy's. They want to access this little circle. I remember Disraeli. Disraeli was the Jewish Prime Minister of United Kingdom. I know at the end of the 19th century, or 18 something. in Great Britain, late 1800. And he said in one of his memoirs or whatever he said this: if these guys, that is the baboons, I don't know if you are, but I am, these baboons would know who really is in charge of this world. They're people not like you and I. They're people very much different than you and I. So he knew then those things were formed centuries before. Centuries. You can't penetrate it over there. Trump tries to penetrate it. Imagine this. Imagine a guy in a bazaar. Imagine, how should I put it differently? An intellectual somewhere, a society that is based on intellect and wealth, and it's refined, really refined society, a group of people that meet, that's what they are. And you have this guy in a bazaar, like Trump. He's in a bazaar. He's dealing, meaning, billing, fucking, and he gets these things. And then he gets wealth. And he thinks that by wealth, he's going to penetrate. He knows about that. And he thinks he's going to be accepted over there. He's trying through his wealth. He's trying through his politics. He tries to penetrate over there with his family. He's not going to be there. This is for him is year zero. Those guys are at the year, I don't know, 2,500 already. They will not get you in. You are just a guy that wears two different kind of socks. That's how they look at Putin. How do you think King Charles looks at Putin? How do you think this guy look at? Like a peasant. That's a word. You're a peasant in charge. We let you be in charge. Too strong on that country. You're a peasant. You are not refined. You just showed up from a mom's V, I don't know, 72 years ago. Who the hell do you think you are? We're going to smash you. We've been around here for generations, for centuries. We're going to destroy you. That's how they look at these baboons. So when you see Elon Musk or Trump showing up, let's say, and I'm not saying these guys are part of them, but just say, show up in Saudi Arabia and you have Mohammed bin Salman over there. Those guys are trillionaires. Looking at these two peasants, Trump with $12 billion and the other one, how many billions? He's got like, you're zero, man. You're not in my... I'm driving a, I don't know, how do you call that? A Bugatti, and you're driving a fucking, I don't know, Mazda Miata. Jesus Christ. They don't even talk to you. They tolerate you. But when you get too much power and you get too much, we're going to change you. Okay, too much about that. That's about Q. I don't know much about it, basically. Okay, good. Do you trust any Zelensky Steins? Of course I do. I have many Zelensky Steins that I like. I would give you at least two. I know I have more than that, but I give you one that I like very much. Two. I'll give you two. One is Professor Stephen Cohen. Listen, if you are a Zelensky Stein, it doesn't mean to me that you're a bad guy. No, this is how these guys try to portray people. No, I'm an equal opportunity. Prove to me who you are, not what PhD you got. For me, that doesn't mean much. I want to hear not what you know, how you know and how you think. What we have here, I'm going to disclose it here, just so you know. I don't want to sound too arrogant, but, maybe this guy is going to get me too sincere. Have you ever heard of Agogi? Agogi, that's how you said it, Agogi. That is the Spartan school of training. This is what I'm doing here, minus the... You know what I mean? This is what I'm trying to do here. We try to find things through logic, put it together. It's a school. It's a school, my friends. So I don't care what you know. That's memory. That's the bottom of intelligence. The first step, how you find out things, how you put things together, how you analyze, how you synthesize. That's what it synthesize. How you think about things. That's more important. You can have the information. If you have the faulty way of using the information, you're going to get to the wrong answer. Wrong freaking answer. That's why I'm more interested in how people think. And I'm going to tell you. One of them is Stephen Cohen. Stephen Cohen, Professor Stephen Cohen, he died in 2021. I think I loved him very much. Listen to him. He was not invited in the mainstream media anymore. He was a Zelensky Stein. Fantastic. I give him a 10 out of 10. Another one, Professor Norman Finkelstein. I like that guy very, very much. And he's a Zelensky Stein. And it's not only that. You say the right thing. You think you are honest. You have intellectual honesty. You're my guy. It doesn't matter that you're from China, Japan, or Zimbabwe, or Romania, or wherever you are. Okay? I gave you two. I can give you more. I don't know, Goebbels. Let's move on. All right, Emil, I respect your information work, but your two books about God are full of false, even when you, or false, even when you speak about it. You say a lot of false things. Like what? It simply are not true. You think have made no error? Now, XXX Bison XXX or X, my friend, I'm an imperfect human being. I'm ignorant in many, many areas. What I did was this. I used our logic, which is the Greek logic, and evidence. I picked those books, your books, and I read them many times before, each verse with each verse. And when they say God told me, Moses, to go and exterminate the Canaanites in that city, but don't kill the females that have not seen dick man yet. What am I supposed to say, my dear XXXX Bison XXS? Where is the false information? Tell me. That Moses was a murderer, was a genocidal guy. He did what he was told. It's black on white. Don't give me the metaphorical, because it was not metaphorical, because they list how many people they killed. Everybody except virgins. Why do you think they kept the virgins? It's over there to fuck them as slaves. What do you think they kept them from? Do you think the virgins worked with the herds better than the non-virgins? No, it was for So where, for instance, here, so he was a genocide. It was not only one thing, my dear. Just one example. There's numbers over there. They tell clearly, don't mix with these guys. Moses told his people with other people from other, but they tell us to love diversity. They had no problems taking slaves. God did not sanction that. Where is the lie? XXX Bison XXX. We humans were better than the God we created. Anyway, let's move on. So be more specific. And I don't tell things that are not true. I might make mistakes in my assessment. That's true. Like, for instance, I think it's a hot day outside, but actually it's cold. But based on my current information, my sincere information, my sincere abilities, I think it's dark, it's cold outside. When I go outside and it's warm, I will come back and tell you, XXX Bison XXX, I was wrong. I make mistakes. And I change my view on that. That's the bottom. I don't want to say, oh man, that would show I make mistakes. Of course I made mistakes. Of course I make and I will make. You too. Right? You write a few books and then we talk. And I want to read them and say, you know what? Do you think you don't make mistakes? What is this all about? I told you, I gave you 3 examples. You can refute them. There's in the... Anyway, let's move to something else than science fiction. All right, Emil, are your book available in Kindle format? Yes, they are. I think some of them are. I put them yes. Are Oreshnik going to be used soon? Explain, please. If Putin is not in the same team with Trump under the same umbrella of the owners, then the only thing the Russians could stop this, because it seems like Trump wants to really go in full force, not with his American mighty guys, with everybody else, then these guys might need to show we mean business. I made a video today. I don't know if I posted or not, because what I do, I make videos and I put them, I don't post them immediately. I let a few hours for one, like 3 hours, and then I post the other one, 3 hours, and so on. Because if I post them, all of them in the same time, you guys are going to miss a lot of them. I've been told by some of you. So Oreshnik will be probably necessary to make these guys back the fuck off. But I don't think, unless the Oreshniks will affect those guys first, they will not care about you, your children, your family. And remember when I use always this example of Madeleine Albright. This happened to be Jewish, right? That she didn't care about the 500,000 Iraqi children, the price worth paying with the sanctions. Remember, when I heard that, for me, it was like, it's clear. These guys, in order to be a leader nowadays in the West, it seems like you have to be prepared to commit big fucking crimes and don't flinch. Can you do that? I guess if you get that insulated from reality, I think you can. If you are over there and you ask Madeleine Albright to go and do it herself, she wouldn't. She would piss her pants. But if she has you do it and she's never hearing about it or never see it, why not? It's just a number. It's just something, not even human. All right, let's move on. I'm a Christian, but I respect your sincerity. I didn't write those books to take a piss on these guys. I made those to have other people that might want to learn something. My dear Christians, do you know what they talk about your Jesus Christ in the Talmud? If you do, then you should not love them. You know what I mean? But if you don't know, I urge you to go and see what they think about your Jesus Christ, your Savior. All right, and then you talk. I mean, this is true. What I'm talking about, you can verify it. Go and check it out. I'm going to give you a clue. Jesus Christ is boiling in excrement right now while his mother, these are the words they use, whore, is right now doing panky. Okay? This is in the Talmud. You know what a Talmud is? They're those very elevated and smart rabbis wrote interpretation of their whatever imaginary thing. Anyway, let's move on. I don't want to insult you. Let's move. Emil, I heard in Romania that you are a Russian asset. What's your reaction to this? Well, where in Romania? I would like to know. Was it on TV? It must be very important. How do you consider a Russian asset? What's a Russian asset or an American asset? That means I work for a certain government and I'm paid for. And I do the dirty job for those guys against something else. What am I doing here? Am I paid by someone? Where's the evidence? Is Putin calling me every night and asking me what am I wearing and if I'm ready and able and willing? No, I mean, if they say in Romania that I'm a Russian asset, excellent. I think they are dinosaurs with the same evidence presented as they presented in this situation. But I'm flattered. I'm flattered, I tell you that. And if that's the way it goes in Romania and that is something serious, then probably they will not see me in Romania. Why? I don't want to be fucked in the ass at the airport, for a cavity search. I am a Christian. Okay, I saw that. Thank you very much. Emil, how this will end in Ukraine? Very bad for the Ukrainians and a little bit worse for us. And it's when Russia will decide to go and use something or tell these guys, that's it, the game is over, I'm sick of playing around. Like right now, sometimes, not right now, sometimes, not right now, sorry. When you have a conversation and you say the same thing all over and over, you get like, okay, man, forget, that's it, man. I don't want to talk about it. That's you do it or not. Yes, no, yeah, boom, and you solve the problem. That's when this is going to end. When Russia is going to lose the patience, they're going to say, you know what, that's it, man. I mean, really? What the fuck? It's not going to be a perpetual war. They can't sustain that. One of these guys must eventually fall. I don't know who exactly is, but I suspect the Russians are more prone. And the Ukrainians, unfortunately, they screwed themselves real bad. They were used, unfortunately. I have an affinity for the Ukrainians. I'm not going to give you more information on that one. And I'm going to use that when I'm going to be real cornered. All right. Charles Martel coming back to France. I don't know. Look what they did to Marine Le Pen. All right. Can you do this once a month? I made a plan to do it once in 2 weeks, but I will try. I will do this once a month. Romania are part Slavic. Make no mistakes. Are part Slavic. Romanians are part Slavic. Yeah. They have some Slavic in them. Some of them do. Yeah, that's true. Okay. They have German. If they mix, they have Hungarian. Remember, the Hungarians are Finno-Ugrics. The Hungarians are not, how do you call it, Indo-Europeans. They are Asians. They are from Asia, Hungary. So if you see Hungarian, when the Hungarian, I'm not here to insult Hungarians, but there's historical evidence of what they are. When they showed up in Europe, they showed up like Mongols with spiky hair, eyes, and all that, and it was the same thing. So if you see a Hungarian looking like me, he's not a Hungarian. The same. Look at me. Do you think I'm a Romanian? Do you think I'm Romanian? I'm not a Romanian. I did my DNA. I know what they say I am. And I don't look like a Romanian. If I would like a Dacian, I should be blonde, tall, and blue-eyed. And I'm short, fat, and like a cockroach. What the fuck? I'm okay. All right. Can you tell us something about the Sri Lanka Tamil Civil War? Oh, I know. I don't know much. I don't know. I know too little about it to talk about it. Sorry, I can't. It's the same with these guys. Well, the fact that you can't prove the how the universe started, that must be a god. No, my answer is I don't know. I don't have enough evidence. The same. I don't talk about things I don't know. And I tell you what I know and how much I know about things. And if I learn something, I will tell you. I will change my opinion. That's the whole goal. Learning, 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 getting and knowing how to think. That's more important than just reading books. I had okay, XXX Bison, XXX Nope. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for being here. All right, Tamil Tigers lost. Okay. What about how much publicized Snake Island? Who control it now? Which was once a topic a daily with your report. That was given first the Snake Island in the Black Sea, Insula Sherpilor. It was given by the Jewess Hannah Robinson, who was in charge of Romania, Anna Pauker. She was a Jewess thrown by Stalin on the, like many things happening, were thrown from Soviet Union. They came from there here and here too. And she gave it to the Soviets in Ukraine. She said in 50 some, it's yours. And then gave it to Ukraine. Insula Sherpilor. And then it was Emil Constantinescu, an imbecile, a former Romanian president, who he decreed when he was fighting for NATO, also to be part of NATO, gave it to the Ukrainians, said we don't have any. He didn't have the authority to do that, but they took it, and that's it. It's Ukrainian. And right now, I think it's gonna be at one point probably Russian. It's too strategically important, even though it's just a piece of land, not a rock. Actually, it's a rock like Great Britain. Yeah, you can't move. It's a big problem. That's why Great Britain is a sinking duck. Can be fucked in no time by anybody who uses one nuclear warhead. Boom. That's why Great Britain talks a lot, but is vulnerable as shit. It's a non-moving target. Small, mind you. The same with Insula Sherpilor. What are you going to do? You really use some high explosive missile, there's not going to be any more Insula Sherpilor Snake Island. Gone. Zero. I don't like it because other people have it. And on the other hand, why should the Romanian corrupt politicians should have it? To build some big mansions on it? So better they have it as it is. Just snakes. Why did Anna Pauker do? What did Anna Pauker? Crimes. That's what she did, Anna Pauker. In the West, there is scant information about the period of Romanian history. Anna Pauker, Hannah Robinson, was on the Time magazine. And she was called like the female Stalin man's man of steel. Remember, Stalin was not Russian. Forget about that. Well, that's why Stalin was a Georgian, a Gruzian. His name was Jugashvili. Okay, so he's not a Russian. Someone said as a counter argument, are you fucking kidding me? As an argument, yes, but he said somewhere that he felt Russian. So if I felt Zimbabwean right now, am I Zimbabwean? The same. This is evidence that people don't know how to think. What do you mean he felt Russian? So that means if someone feels Emil, he's going to be Emil because he feels Emil. I mean, how imbecilic. That's what I'm talking about, the way to think. Anna Parker was a criminal. He killed, she imprisoned, she did whatever she wanted. Why? The people around her were not her people. That's one of the reasons why. And she had a lot of grievances against other people. I mean, read their book, Old Testament. They hated everybody. Why? Everybody hates them. Really? Where did you start? Taking other people's land and then going to Egypt and fuck those guys up after you? Don't start me. It's in the old book, my friends. It's not me saying that. It's just some people choose not to read it properly, which is word by word. And when they don't like it, it doesn't make sense because it was put together by some illiterate guys, not the guys in 333 in Nietzsche synod. No, before 300 and something, before Christ. Okay, they were baboons, man. They missed so many that it's illogical. And when it's illogical, I say, oh, no. Right here, you think about this metaphorically. Why? Because it doesn't fucking make sense. But here it's word by word. Yes, you take it this way. You know what? Shut your pie hole. I didn't drink a lot. Anyway, how much I can drink? A bottle of wine. I'm good. All right, but I eat right now. I didn't eat, so I'm gonna be right there. My son went to Alba Iulia for karate tournament. What kind? Kyokushin, Shotokan. Moldova will be taken by Russia. Um, um, every time you take over a territory, think about it this way. I should to have something, and I don't know what the fuck I put it at. It's right there. I don't want to be like patting. I'm not serious if I do that, right? Uh, every time you take over a land, you take the people with the land, and those people would not love you. Therefore, you take a potential of 2 million people, maybe not 2 million, because there are a lot of ethnic Russians in Moldova that would love the Russians to take over, but there will be some Romanians and others, Tatars and Jews. Jews would love it. Whomever gives them, they will love it. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. A joke. So they will conquer Ukraine to get what? 30 million of people that would hate your guts in a country of 150 of 44 million with every other nationality in there? Are you crazy? Those guys will fuck you up. You don't want those guys. Unless you're just gonna send them like Poland send back Germans, millions of Germans across the border, ethnic cleansing. No, it was the exchange of population after the Second World War. Remember? In the First World War. But hey, they're the good guys. There's no such a thing as good guys, my friends. Good and bad. Well, good and bad. Emil, what do you think of China's governance? Those guys are smart. Those guys, it's what Ceausescu should have done. That's is what they try to play. It's not, but try to play the philosopher king. So I'm a tyrant. There's no democracy if they don't. They are with a leadership homogeneous based on I will if you try to do something. Don't give me shit. It's one party system, okay? So, but they control for the development of their nation, whatever that is. So they're very smart. I control how much I allow these guys to control my country. You don't control my country. I, Xi Jinping, with people around me, control this country. It's ugly, but better than have the Americans and the Americans being controlled by others controlling Romania. So yeah, I think it's a smart thing. I don't know how much freedom of speech is there. I didn't meet. Someone told me, very close to me, that met a German professor, university professor, who's married with a Chinese woman, and they live in China, not in Deutschland, über, you know what I mean? No, they live in China. And he said, cleaner, better, certain parts of China as certain parts of everywhere else. When you look at the movies, United States of America, I can make a documentary if I want, and I show you United States of America is like, I don't know, Somalia or something. It depends what you want to be focused on. Like after the revolution, they portrayed Romania, revolution, 1989 in Romania. They portrayed Romania as being full of aurolac, people drugged and ugly, because the Western fuckers went and took and videotaped only what was bad, ugly, neighborhood, ugly things. And they made the document. This is Romania. We're better. If I go to any country on this planet, and I will go to certain slums, I can make a documentary like that. Is what the fuck is this? I don't want to live in that country. And I can twist how much I want. But it was very outraging. Let's put it mildly. Okay, great. Till you criticize. I think I have a passionate guy here who doesn't like that government. Then you end up in the organ donor trade as an export. Yeah, okay, yep. Emil, are you sure you're not Zimbabwean? You just admitted you are a little on the swarthy side. I know what swarthy side. Well, I'm not, my friends. I'm not Zimbabwean. I know that for sure. What did your DNA test show? It ain't gonna happen. I will not tell you that. I will not tell you that unless I will be cornered. When I be cornered, I will say, but how can I do it? How can I be? Remember Zelensky? I'm not Nazi. I'm Jewish. So when I'm going to be accused of certain things, I will say, but look, here is the paper, the DNA. I can't be. Can you guess? No. Don't get me. I don't shalom you. Okay. Bogdan A. Hi, Emil. Can confirm about having Slavic ancestry. just took a DNA test and my genetic profile is something like 50% Slavic, 45% Greek, and little bit German. Yeah. Okay, good for you. You take on Ukraine blocking Moldova access to Black Sea. Your take on Ukraine blocking Moldova access to the Black Sea. That was done by Stalin. He designed that way, and then obviously by Khrushchev and so on. Khrushchev, no, Stalin. They designed it that way to be more dependent on the Soviets. What happened during Pauker's rule in the Pitești prison? Please elaborate. I don't know. I know they did many garbage. Russia is a multi-ethnic example, correct? The 1944 offensive against Army Group Center was called the Papapozhian Napoleon. Well, let's put it this way with Napoleon and the Russians. I like the Russians. I like those French. Let me give you this. How do we want to take it? You say, okay, Napoleon lost. No, Napoleon, I think, how do I put it? I don't want to insult anybody. I'm coming to get you, and I want to beat you up. And you say, yeah, you want to beat me up? I want to fight you. And I try to fight you, and you run away. And you don't come stay here and say, let me show you what I got. You can say that's intelligent, that's smart. You can, but you run away all the time. I come to your capital. I take a piece on it. I jerk off on it. I burn it. And you don't show up. Who won? Well, when Napoleon went back, he was like, how can these guys leave their capital alone so we can party in it? Who the fuck are these? And then he went back. What he was supposed to say? Move in Moscow? He went back, and then the Kutuzov, the General Kutuzov's attacks and the winter took a toll on them. And Napoleon came back, and the guys, the big dynasties in Europe fucked him up. And then he was sent to Elba. That's how it happened to him. But Russia, how did you beat him? You didn't show up. You just ran away until the guys was, fuck, man, it's too late. I'm going home. That's how you beat him? I mean, let's put it straight. I like the Russians. You didn't beat squat. You didn't meet him on the battlefield. You did not meet him in the battlefield. It was one battle that was undecided, and then you fucking ran away. You don't like it? I'm sorry, man. I know we beat Napoleon. You didn't show up, man. You didn't. And you won because he left home. What was he supposed to stay over there in Moscow and do what exactly? Wait for the winter to end? Don't start me. I drank a little bit, so I might say certain things. Okay. Emil part German, I guess. No, noroc. Prosit. Prost. Oh my God. Emil, you look dark. Inside or outside? I can switch some filters and I can look very white. Add me. Winko, winko. Add you in what, my friends? Emil looked up. Okay, let's see further, my friends. How do you people really spend money on DNA test? It is that important? Well, for some it is. For some it's not. For instance, for some it's very important to know what the wine was made out of. How was the process? How old is it? How did they discover they can make wine out of that? Like, for instance, I'm very interested in Greek wine, in Retsina, or in the Roman wine. I'm very interested. There's something that interests me. Like, you're interested in something else. Yeah, I think it's important to know where you come from. What are you? If you want. If you're not, just fine. Please don't mandate an interdiction for us to look for DNA. That's all I want. You're not interested? You don't like for instance, don't watch the same. Don't stop people. They want to do it. They want to do it. All right, let's move on. Are you bored now? Oh, Bison again. What the fuck, Bison? Question. What do you think about our future freedom or the absence with Centaur AI that predicts human behavior? We're going to end up fucked up. Not only by the AI, we're going to screw ourselves up. Why? We are very limited. We think we are fantastic, but with time and with knowledge, you reach a level in which you're going to look back and you realize, I'm not that smart. I'm not that good looking. I'm not that strong. I'm not that. And you realize with knowledge, you understand your limitations, and you understand your limitations is like you leave a planet. When you live on a planet, oh my God, I got 59 acres. Wow. And then you move up a little bit. Oh my God, there's 59 acres. Looks so small. And then, oh my God, this continent looks so small. Oh my God, this planet looks so small. When you start looking and going towards the stars, ooh, you go up and you see how small that thing is, and you open your eyes towards the universe. You understand how little you knew and how little you know. So I think we are very, very, very imperfect human, beings. That's what I think we are. But we think we are very important when we are in the level of, I got 59 acres or 20,000 acres. I'm big. You move up and see the stars, you see how minuscule you are. So the same thing with our freedoms. We will never, never pass the most freedom we had whenever we had in our societies. Is a cycle of civilization. We will never be able. Our condition, why? When we become so enlightened, we will say, well, I can fuck you up. That's the way we are. Each and every guy, when they got in charge, they got very, with idealistic views, with love for these people, and they turned tyrant. Why? It's the limitation. That's what we are. We can't expand. You can't have a car that is limited for, I don't know, 4-cylinder fucking car driving 100 miles per hour maximum. You can't go 101 miles per hour. You can't unless you go down. That's it. So you can't make I know what I mean. You can't make something like, you don't have the potential. I can't make out of this a bottle. This is a glass, and it's going to be used as a glass. That's how we human beings are. But we think we're so good. We're going to be, we lost. In America, we already reached the limit. We're going down now with freedom, with liberties, with economic development, with scientific development. We are going down. Why? We fucked up. We're going down. You'll see. I don't know how old you are, but the signs are there. Our freedom of speech nowadays in America is much more limited than it was 30 years ago. Right now, you can't say anything about this. Before you can call someone, you could right now. My God, political correctness, infringement of liberties. I'm sweating as a pig because of alcohol. Let's move on. All right, let's see here. Norok na zdrowie, and is a Japanese ideograms. All right, Diana Sunshine, 100% pop. Let me see. What's up, Eamon? What's up, Shane? All right, where did you learn German? At home and in school. I'm not a good German speaker, but if you don't use it. Emil, you need to put your questions through super chats. I don't know what it is. Prosit, Emil. Ciao. Hi, Emil. How do you evaluate your education in sociology? Do you think your young generation and interested in is okay, and an engineer or social science areas come more interesting to me? Sociology, the reason why I choose sociology is I wanted to continue in history. When I came down to the States of America, they said, fuck you, you're zero. So you have to start over. So I went for history degree. And I took a class of sociology the first semester, and I fell in love with it. Not with what I thought about that sociology. I don't take sociology just the guys who have questionnaires and they make some statistics. For that, there's no sociology. There's no sociology for me. Sociology for me, it was a mixture, a point where things come in and they reach a conclusion. That's how I view sociology. As history comes in, psychology comes in, geography comes in, political science comes in, evidence, how to gather evidence, and you reach the right conclusion. That's how I saw sociology. Sociology is not that, but that's how I saw it. All right. So that's how I love sociology, and I started with sociology, but with time I realized that's not what I want. Statistics and questionnaires, and I'm going to say with lack of modesty, that was too limited, very limited. So I said, fuck it. You need to learn on. You have to be, sorry to say that, self-educated. If you think about it, you go to school to do what? Some people give you some information from some books. Why don't you read those books? What if I read, let's say, 100 books on a subject and you read 20? I should know more than you do. Yeah, you need 50 to have a PhD. What if I read 50, your 50 plus 100 on top of those? But I never went to college. Do I know more? The only thing you can claim is, yeah, but you have not been tested to see if you have the right thinking. I met so many PhDs that I can tell you about it. And most of them disappointed me. My favorite professor, and I will mention him here, was from Michigan State University. His name was Arthur Meltzer. Political, I took a class, political philosophy with him. He was a professor. He's still alive. I'm sorry I can't have contact with him, but nevertheless, that guy was not only informed, he was serious, let's put it this way. Not serious, he was making jokes, he was good, but he was knowledgeable and he got balls. He got attacked by some communists, Steins and all that in the classroom that had grievances about all the rest of these guys here, but he didn't back off. How do I look? Okay, he didn't back off. So that's my favorite professor ever. All right, how do you evaluate? Okay, I'm sorry, my friends. Con 10 more times and we send to B2. How you heard about Hazars? Probably Khazars. Have you heard about the Khazars? I'm thinking Khazars, that thing. Yeah, that's some evidence about that, but I really don't care. I really don't care, if tomorrow, let's put it this way, if tomorrow the Romanians call themselves Tsoko Tsoko, it doesn't change but the name, sounding name. The behavior is the same, the culture is the same, the tradition is the same. They just call themselves Tsoko Tsoko. Now I don't go like, oh, the Khazars, these are the Khazars, but those are the real Israelis. I personally don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Good for you. That's it. First, I don't care about your suffering, just so you know. I care for my people suffering. In general, yes, but when you think that your suffering should trump any other sufferings, and I should teach my children, my family about your sufferings, I don't give a fuck about your sufferings. I care about my sufferings first. And unfortunately, they try to cover our sufferings with their sufferings. We all have to be, oh my God, what happened? I don't give a fuck. Go. Why did that happen? Oh, you didn't do anything? Oh, okay. That's how the story goes. That's how we were told. Nothing happened. It's just because they're too good. And so I drank too much now. Will you go back to live in Romania? No, I will never go. In Romania, I would go to visit, maybe, to, memories and so on, maybe meet friends that I had, meet or go travel. In Romania, I would come on tanks to liberate Romania. You can liberate it, but with tanks. Like Walter Roman coming on Soviet tanks. I will come on whatever country is going to give me the tanks. I'm just kidding. I don't want to overthrow anything. I just want to help Romania. That's why I left Romania, because I realized that if those guys are Romanians, I'm not Romanian. If I'm Romanian, they're not Romanians. So I will not live in Romania. I will probably punch. I've been over there last year for a few months in Romania, and I thought about strangling so many people. No. And right now I'm like St. Peter, denying 3 times. That means he's a yes. No, it's not going to happen that way. I'm not going to go to Romania. Fuck. I would like to comment. Do you think the G guys have the balls to launch a nuclear war? Yeah. I think Israel will have no problems using nuclear weapons. That's my conviction as a free human being. And nobody should tell me, well, you know what? We're going to punch you in the face for that. As a baboon, I think they have no problem using the nuclear weapon against anybody they want. And the problem is, I explained before, it will be portrayed by their media, entertainment, and politicians as being, well, they had to. They were attacked. They were, it's self-defense. They were the existential threat. Yeah. And actually, let's go to the statistics, sociology. Let's number how many people died. Oh my! Actually, we can develop like the same with circumcision. Now, circumcision in America is like, oh my God, it has medical benefits to be circumcised. They fixed, instead of saying it's a genital mutilation, as it's in the women in Africa and many other areas, they say, no, 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 it has medical. Why? So you don't look at these guys actually fucking doing genital mutilation to their babies. There's another racket. You say what? No, 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 no. Okay. Come later. See you later, baby doll. Okay. All right. Self-education and the true interest in the way forward. Well, and good company, because you have to test your knowledge. You have to test the way you think with people of certain kind of level. I was lucky to be with my father. Yeah, I had a father and he stuck around, okay? And he is I'm not going to cry here, maybe, but maybe not. I'm going to just turn it to the other side, or I'm going to go like that. He was the sunshine of my life. I owe him a way of thinking, a way of looking at things, some kind of, that's it. There's nobody else more better than that. So I was lucky, but not only lucky, because some people live next to not geniuses, but monster of something, and they don't get it. They go, like Biden and Hunter. Biden, such a genius, and Hunter, oh baby, turn around. Not even. Go to bed. All right, next question. Don Bongino is resigning. Will he stay alive? Yes, he will stay alive. Of course, he's going to stay alive. Don Bongino, I used to watch him a long time ago when I was getting some information and interest. And I realized, I don't think I watched him more than, I saw him on Tucker, I think. I saw him once and twice on his Bongino show, whatever it was. And I heard him making some statements on Putin, Russia, and Israel. For me, the test of a honest intellect is ask them about these questions about Israel, maybe a religious thing, and Russia and Putin. And you're going to find out that their logic will switch to illogic. And they will try to fool you instead of saying, no, man, I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy. And I'm going to be subjective about it. That's what I found about Bongino, as I found about Ben Shapiro. I used to watch Ben Shapiro, destroying high school teachers and high school kids and college kids, with his fast talk and so on. Yeah, fantastic. But when I heard him talk about Israel and Russia and Putin, I said, this guy is dishonest, intellectually dishonest. He's not using fact-based things. He uses pathos, not logos. So the same with Don Bongino. He's going to be okay. He's got his base. He's got now, let me tell you this. I'm not going to tell you that. It's too much. Dacă ar fi să fie World War III, crezi că va mai exista World War IV? The question is, if there's going to be World War III, do you think it's going to be a World War IV? Well, I would quote, supposedly, Albert Einstein, who was not the genius these guys feed him to be to us. Remember? But hey, everything about that is the best. The best directors, the best artists, the best. Everybody now is that. Everything else comes second. Look at the Nobel laureates in science. They're all, not all, some. The biggest is why? Because they must be the smartest. Okay, not because Mr. Kevin McDonald's book, Culture of Critique, tells you. Read it. Anyway, so what was the question? Jesus Christ. Yeah, if there's going to be World War IV. World War IV. Yes, the World War IV will be fought with clubs. Yeah, because World War III is going to fuck us all up. We're going to start over, according to Einstein. Do you think there will be more free election in Romania? There's never been a free election in Romania. It was controlled. No, Romania, unless one like me comes for a while and straightens things up, makes a dictatorship, benevolent dictatorship, which is a dictatorship, tyranny, and is able at the end, like Ataturk, for instance, in Turkey, to say, now you take it. But anyway, he died and so on. But nevertheless, no, Romania is under occupation, has no chance. It's gone. What do you think of Nick J. Fuentes? I think he has courage, Fuentes. I watched him because my cousin wanted me to watch him. Bogdan, my good cousin. He has courage. I didn't watch him enough to really. I think he says very, very truthful things. He's very direct, and what can I tell you? I don't know. I will. I'm not defending him, but I heard. I mean, it's not about defending. The question was, what do I think? I think he's a. Um, I have to mind my words. I'm on YouTube. That's why he's not on YouTube. I think he's on Rumble, as far as I remember. He brings a different perspective. Whew, I was a weasel. Let's move on. All right. You don't have to not like it. Just look at it. The Odessa, the end game for Russia, no. It's controlling the Ukraine area. Fuentes is well read. Okay, as I said, I didn't listen to him enough to say or not. Catboy, okay. Do you have friends be the way you are? Friends, yes, but if you see, it's tricky. I have people that I interact with and exchange knowledge and information more in the past than now. Now is a little bit more tricky, but yes. Where is your cat? Sleeping in the next room. I want a meow. I know you don't want meow meow here, because if meow meow shows up here, it's gonna be all tailing me around and going around and meowing down. And he's a terrorist. Meow meow, my cat is a terrorist. Why? Because I'm a good person, and I feel very guilty for meow meow. When meow meow meows, I'm like, "What do you want, meow meow? Well, you want to go outside, meow meow? You want food, meow meow? What you want petting? I want scruffle scruffle a little bit." So yeah, I'm his bitch. That's what I am. So I don't want him around right now, because if he shows up here, I'm in trouble. I say bye bye to you, and I go with meow meow. So yeah, it's fantastic. I never liked cats. The cat was dropped on me by someone else, and the cat loves me, or whatever it does. Meow meow is like a baby, like a child, inoffensive, pure, and we love purity, because once we get in the real world and we realize that it's a lie from what you learned in kindergarten, that do the right thing, tell the truth, stay in line, and you find out that you're the sucker, and you there he is, come over here, meow meow, god damn it, vino aici, meow meow meow, vino aici. He's gonna come here, I'm gonna grab him. Come on, meow meow, meow meow, unde ești? He's gonna usually come from behind. He's so fucking smart, this bitch cat. Come on, meow meow, unde ești, meow meow? Hai aici, mă, hai aici, aici, hai aici, mă, pula mea, vino aici. He's hard to catch, catch me. Yeah, I know you want something, that's why you're here. He heard me calling meow meow. Man, this is a smart goddamn cat. I give him at least 5 years of age as a human being. That's the level, at least. Why? If you tell a kid, if you tell a kid, don't do that, the kid will do it, man. Until the kid regiments himself and is going to do it, it takes, I don't know, a few smacks or whatever. The cat, you tell him once or twice, this guy understands, man. Anyway, let's move on. Who is the biggest weasel you know? In real life, I used to be one of my friends. Unfortunately, I'm not going to give him his name. He was the biggest weasel and liar I ever met. A guy who posed as this, and he was a fake. That was the one. I think he's the biggest I know. Why? Because I know him the best. He was my friend, my best friend, actually. Until one day I said, "That's it, man. That's it. I'm done with this." As in real world, I would give. What's his name? It was right here with Candace Owens losing the Piers Morgan. He is one of the biggest weasels I ever met, I ever saw. Another one is Chris Cuomo, who again does his comeback in a certain way. So he eclipses us and Fuentes and others. That's an operation over there. Come on, man, where are you? So yeah, I think that guy is one of the biggest weasels, Piers Morgan. I have both, but that cat, okay. No nuclear weapons. Okay. Cats are more sentinel than you average America. I don't know. I think people closest pop. Și ce a fost în decembrie anul trecut? O greșeală cu Georgescu? Someone asked about the Georgescu, that Georgescu was allowed to get 24% of the vote. Was that a mistake? How was he allowed to win or something? Georgescu, they didn't expect him. I think these guys try to control you. And they let you see how we go. And then when they can't control you, then they cut you off. For instance, when Trump won the first time, there was another, I don't know how to call it. There's some things I don't know, obviously. When Trump won the first time, I think he was allowed to win. He was allowed to win in order because the other side was really, really bad. And they said, okay, we're going to control this guy. But Trump was a novice. I would say that was my opinion. So about Georgescu, I have no idea how he got. Probably they didn't have to stop it that way. Remember, for instance, Fuentes, he's got a bigger, I think, bull eye on his back than I do, because he said certain things that are very, you know what I mean. I said them, I think, in a little weasel way, because I think YouTube is still promoting certain things better than anybody else. So people will hear from me here better than over there. Biggest platform, I would say, by far. So the same with Georgescu. And Fuentes got that thing on it, or others, because they started saying things. Why do you think they jumped on Trump after he got elected first time? Because they said, oh, this is a liability. The same with Georgescu. When he won, whoa, it went too far. So we have to click, action it. They don't control everything all the time. They think the mass media did its job, or their job, to fool everybody. And in Georgescu's case, they let it be, and they did not expect that. When they saw it, they intervened. Remember, Putin will not come to talk to me and I'm an asset of Putin because I started as a baby. No, they come when you become successful. That's when they knock at your door and they offer you things. All right? That's the way it works. That's when you're open. And first they try to buy you and they blackmail you and all that. All right. Ambassador to Russia, Stormy Daniels. All right. I heard American history professors say that Romania's history is more hidden than most countries. What do you think about that? Romania was under occupation after the Second World War by Anna Pauker and those guys, and they wrote the history for us. Romanian history is very much. I have over there, you don't see it, but maybe I turn this one. The green books over there behind Enescu, those ones. Those guys are the history of Romania, and it's Jurescu, one of the Romanian historians over there. That's the history books over there, because that's the way history, sociology, blah, 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 blah. That's how I have them. So yes, if you look at Noica, Jesus Christ, Nicolae Iorga, a Romanian historian, the same. These guys wrote certain things that if you dare to say them right now, you're considered like crazy. Why? Because they try to rewrite history. History is made up. You see, always is a problem with Romanian's territory. Romanians did not live here. Romanians should not live here. Romanians are not Dacians. Romanians are not this. But the French are perfect. The English are perfect. Why? Because they're supposed to be perfect. Only we have problems. We're not Dacians, but they're all Franks and they're all Germanic tribes and all that. Fuck off. How do you think it's so clear over there, but unclear here? We don't know who we are, but they know who they are. Because they wrote fucking our history. What are you talking about? And they wrote their own history. Let's move on. I mean, do you know how to hide words on YouTube not to get canceled? I mean, you know how to hide words on YouTube? No, I don't know. I speak freely and I don't have, I don't take, I don't have takes. I don't edit. Why? Putin trained me to shut the fuck up right here. From here to here, it's a filter, okay? And it's a good filter. Professional defect. Sorry. You want to? I mean, come on. I would like to say something, but I will not say it. Have you ever, but I will say it because I drank too much. Have you ever did something to someone because you felt sad for that person? The same, I feel sorry for this wine. It comes to me and says, Emil, drink me. And I'm like, no. Yes, but then you feel sorry and then you fuck the wine. You know what I mean? No, look. It's getting warmer. We don't like it. All right, she's too fat for me. Epstein file. Emil drunk stream. No, I'm not drunk. Not drunk. Not at all. As my brother said, never drink while sitting down. Always stand up while you drink. All right, let's see what we have here. Emil goes, what about 35 battles between Napoleon and Russia, and Moscow was not the capital 1918? Well, why did he settle in Moscow then? And the battles, you know how the battles were? If the battles were, how did he get to Moscow? He advanced, obviously. I'm not going to show you a map. I'm going to get an album to show you the map. From where he entered Russia to Moscow, it was not the Russians pushing him back. It was he advancing. So someone was losing. Can we get to that one? You were losing. The guy was advancing. All those 1,000 battles, you lost since the guy was advancing. Can we get that straight? Listen, I don't want to take a shit on the Russians whatsoever, but I can't be a liar. I don't want to be a liar. The guy advanced, got from Paris to Moscow. Was the Moscow the capital, the Kremlin? If it wasn't, what was it, the Kremlin? Why did he go to Kremlin? He didn't have a compass? He went to the wrong place? Was a baboon? We love our nations. We love our people. We love our families. That is becoming subjective and passionate. We have to accept our mistakes, our crimes, and our successes. Otherwise, we will not get the truth. So if I say that the Romanians are good and never made a mistake, that would be a lie. All right? So the same here. Accept the fact that the guy with all those 1,000 fights, he got to Moscow. It's true. If you remember, the Russian army got close to Paris with everybody else in a coalition. Well, it's true that the Russians had the Poles and the coalition, and they had the how do you call those guys in the north, the Germanic tribes. Anyway, hi Emil, do you think the noticing will continue, or will they try to clamp down on it? Where do you think this will lead? Noticing. I can't get it. I don't get it. Sorry. Not drunk, but do you think, I don't know on what subject. How often do you do the dirty boom boom? The bathroom counts as a boom boom or no? Just kidding. Well, I can't give you too much information, but releasing energy that way is a need. Why? Because if you go to bed and you're going to do it in bed while you sleep, you know what I mean? And yes, I'm heterosexual, never had and never want to have a different kind of experience, including the fact that I never wanted to have 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 5-on-1, or 1,000-on-1. 1-on-1. I have enough imagination to turn her around however I want her, inside out, upside down, and all that. Like, what's her name? Diana Ross. Inside out. Now you turn me upside down, boo boo. All right. I love sex. Let's put it this way. How often do you do the dirty bomb? You again? Is the US finished? No. Who, what? Favorite composer, artist? That comes with time. The composer and artist. Composer, my favorite composer, with time. When I was younger, I liked very much Mozart. Then it switched into Tchaikovsky for a time. Then it went to Beethoven, and now is Wagner. Stay down, motherfucker. Okay, so it's just the taste changes. Wagner, yes. And what is his name? The Funeral March of Siegfried. I would like you to listen to Siegfried's Funeral March. That's one of my favorite. And as an artist, my favorite, I have 4. I know the first two, and those are Elvis Presley, the old one, 1970 and up, not the Tutti Frutti, Oberuti, not that one, the guy with My Way, the fat one, sweaty, drugged, and very, very much upset with that bitch. You know who I'm talking about, right? And Tom Jones. Those guys are. I saw Tom Jones so many times. These are the main. And then the second echelon is James Brown. Yes. That's what's his name? James Brown and Adriano Celentano. Adriano Celentano is an Italian singer. Fantastic. So these are my four. All right. I love a lot of others. Thank you for the question. I feel very rejuvenated. Brigitte Macron. Brigitte Macron, if she's a man, I don't give a shit unless she had something else. Now, let me give you this. One of the issues with Brigitte Macron, these guys are claiming, is that Brigitte Emmanuel Macron, when he was a minor, I have to confess to you that my boom boom time started as a minor in Romania. Okay, so it was with a minor older than me, obviously. I always loved older women for whatever reason, because when you were very young, you like to. All right. So, yes, I started very early, and I don't have no problem with saying that. But if you're 17 and she's 24 or something, I was much younger than 17 when. All right. I feel good. All right. I think but she's a gap. All right. Well, he has to like her asshole. His asshole, whatever. I don't. Celentano, love the song in English. Yeah. In English, like non ma più. All right. Yeah, that's one. I like that too. That one. Yes. Said that Shostakovich was omitted. Shostakovich. Korsakov said that Shostakovich was omitted. Have you ever tried Polish Spiritus 95% volume? No, I don't. I don't drink liquor. The toughest I drink is the 15% wine, not fortified, not porter wine. This is not porter wine. Wine goes, I think, maximum to about 13%. I make wine. So it's yeast that cannot make wine more than up to 13%. So if this is 15%, must be something else in it that got it to 15%. Something else. So wine, I drink wine. And when I'm thirsty, sometimes I drink beer, African American beer, that is Polish beer, black beer, dark beer, and sometimes Peace Wasser beer when I want to just drink it as the water. But I don't drink beer in the summer only. Wine, that's all. Other than that, no. Good taste from Holland. Music is my religion. He's got a ring on, so I guess he's married. Like I didn't show you many times. Anyway, well, let me tell you this story. When I was as an investigator for the state of Michigan, I was talking to a fellow investigator, and we talked about other people and so on. I just started as an investigator, and I talked about this guy was older, not older guy's age, was about my age, and he was older in the business. He was an investigator for a long time, and I asked him, "What do you think about this person, this person, this person?" I remember when I asked him about a particular woman, and like, is she fucking around or something? Is she, you know what I mean? And the guy would look at me and said, "No, Emil, she's married." I was like, okay, so that means that if she's married, she's not fucking around. That doesn't should imply that I'm fucking around. Okay, I'm clean as a whistle. All right, let's move on. Look how famous this channel became. Well, I had wondered if you are married with children. All right, the honey Todd. Let's move on. Have you ever tasted Hefner's from Scranton, Pennsylvania, also known as the Great Death, Green Death. No, I didn't. Great job, great job, great job. Thank you very much, blogger. All right. 3 times. Blogger, great job. I see you. I see you. Thank you very much, my friends. All right. Well, where are we? Emil, can you explain why West hates Serbs so much? They don't hurt. There are artificial hatred promoted by interest. The West don't even know what the Serbs are. They don't, as they didn't know what the Ukrainians are. That is manufactured by people with interest with their mass media. Now, if you want to look at why they don't like Serbia right now, it's because they were fed to believe that Serbia is Putin's bitch and they should be like us, civilized. With knowledge comes wisdom. And with time, you understand how certain things are so important. When those ancient Greeks, 2,400 years ago, 2,400 years ago, told us about certain things that these guys still believe they are over there, they told us, no, man, it's science. No. And they talked about it. Then you realize certain things that are, I don't even fucking know what I was saying. Jesus Christ, I'm drunk, getting drunk. What was the question? Why they hate the Serbs. Things are made for interest, and these people are feeding us into hating the Serbs because the Serbs are portrayed to be Russia's bitch and not civilized as us. And now I got back to where I want to be. It's still working on I'm good, you're bad. In a conversation, it usually ends, you're stupid or you're a bad person. When the conversation was about, let's say, the whales, not the land whales, the sea whales, okay? So it ends up with, I'm good, you're bad. The same moral virtue garbage as a religious dogma. They all end up, I'm good, you're bad. Look at it. Look at it. When they talk about Putin, they don't talk about, but he's bad guy. That's how they portray. We're good, and we're going to make you feel good by telling you that you're good. That's why they are conditioned to hate the Serbs, because the Serbs are portrayed to be bad because Putin is bad. And since we obviously are good, then you know what I mean? That's why they hate the Serbs, because the Serbs are not their bitches yet. That's all. And they hope to be yet. Do you have children? Yes, I have children. You are growing on me with each and every show. Well, I'm glad. Thank you very much. Why Karl-Heinz Rummenigge? Pure ciclismo. You hurt me deep with that, motherfucker. What do you mean, why Karl-Heinz Rummenigge? Pure ciclismo. You made me cry now. God damn it. How did you remember that, bitch? What's your name? Pure ciclismo. Why? I tell you why. When I have to recompose myself a little bit. When I was a 3-year-old, 4-year-old maybe, let's put it differently. Let's start a little bit. When I used to watch Hollywood movies with the Germans in the Second World War, many movies then, I watched TV and I saw those Germans dressed and marching. And I said, I like them. That discipline. And I was a 3-4-year-old guy. I tell you, that's the reality. Maybe I was 5, maybe I was 4, something like this. And I still remember. And I always liked the Germans, Wehrmacht and all, the representation of how well-dressed they were. Boss design. Hugo Boss designed their clothes, just so you know. They didn't manufacture it, they designed it. The Germans manufactured it. Always like, what the fuck? Look at these guys. As a child, I liked that kind of fashion. Anyway, all right. So I like the Germans. I remember when I asked my dad, why are the Germans always in the movie portrayed to be losing? And his answer was, because they lost. All right. So that was the answer. And then I always liked the Germans. So I always was with German team. I was very small. I know I was in my maternal grandfather. My paternal grandfather at 48 is right over there. I don't see him. Over there, three mafiosis right there. In the middle is my paternal grandfather. Or if I can move this, God damn it. I don't want to see my underwear. All right. This is my maternal grandfather. In his house, I was. This is my paternal grandfather. This is my father. So this is this guy's son. This guy was taken out and so on. Anyway, he were working on Romanian military aircraft, ERA-80. Anyway, he was an engineer. The other guy was a university professor, engineer right there, and engineer right here. Why don't I have any females here? Because I'm an imbecile. Anyway, that's the quick. So and when I was in his house, as I said, I don't know how old I was, 4, 5. I was my brother, and he had some football teams from then. Maybe it must have been the I can't remember, whatever. It was a football team pictured. And I said, well, who is the best? My brother being what? 3 years, 4 years older than I was. So imagine two imbeciles rummaging through my grandfather's posters and all that. And he showed me the German team. And the German team, I said, who is the best here? The German guy. And my brother did not know. He revealed that decades after that. He said, this guy. And he showed me Rummenigge. And I said, who's that? And he read Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. And I was like, Rummenigge, German football player. And after years, my be careful. My brother disclosed, I just picked one. So that's how I liked Rummenigge. And I liked Rummenigge. Rummenigge was my football player for forever. So who knew that? Either listened to me before or is one of my childhood friends. Which one are you, motherfuckers? Anyway, let's move on. What side do you think Erdogan is on? His side. That's what it is. Do you have children? Yes, I do. Are you growing on me? Which, okay. I would say that US 8 cut Emil went really up. I don't hate any groups in Told to Hate. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, yeah, that's the one. Pele and Maradona for me. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Rummenigge, great one. Yeah. Schumacher was worse than Rummenigge. Schumacher, the goalkeeper, he kicked Battiston. Yeah, with his butt. It was ugly. 1982 in semifinal. Ugly motherfucker. Anyway, the most important thing in war is to win it, correct? Or the best way is not to start it and win without the war. Leverkusen, my city. Bayer Leverkusen. Yeah, wasn't that guy the Spaniard guy? What's his name? Alonso went now to Real Madrid. Wasn't from Leverkusen. Sultan Erdogan. I don't know, but anyway. Thoughts on Austrian painter. Well, Austrian painter. I'm a good painter. Let me see how much I can show you here. I don't want to show you other things that you're not supposed to see. You see that? I painted that. That's Miyamoto Musashi. All right. So I'm a fairly good painter. Let's put it this way. But he's better than I am. He was better than I am. I painted in oil. I painted in watercolor. And he was better than I am. He was maybe, remember, to get into the Austrian arts, whatever they had, there were like a few people going over there. I urge you to go and see at the painter, what the painter painted, and see if you can come with something better. So he was a good painter. No, his ideas were not very crazy for his times. The Americans had eugenics before he even thought about it. That's one thing. He had a certain kind of vision based on a resentment that he saw. Remember, a lot of things we're not allowed to say, because if I say it, YouTube thinks that that's not true, because that is true, but they don't have it in their little algorithms as true. So you remember they say about the stab in the back in 1918 that these guys are talking about? We're supposed to look at it as a conspiracy theory, not to look into what happened. All right. So if I say right now that that is true, this guy will say, no, that's a lie. I'm not saying it's true. I want you to do your research. There's still documentation over there, and so on. He lived a life and he observed. Again, things that right now, remember George Orwell's 1980, 84, Jesus Christ, yeah. 1984, remember that one? Yeah, in that little dystopian novel of George Orwell, he talks about burning the past that doesn't exist, that you control the present and the future. So right now you don't find information from those times because these guys pushed it so back down. What I can tell you is that I don't think he was the most evil that ever existed. We are supposed to look at that way. And let me give you this. Do you think that the purchase of half of Mexico by the Americans after the Mexican War, American-Mexican War, do you think that that was evil? Well, the Americans see it as a purchase, and it was legal. The Mexicans see it differently. So, yeah, some people want us to look at this painter as being evil, but other people look at him as being not evil because they're Mexicans. And you took something that it was ours. You purchase it like, yes, meow meow, come over here, start crying, god damn it. That's how he makes his entrance. I'm hurt. Give me attention. Come over here, meow meow. That's an order. He's like, I fucking order you. You don't order me shit. Why do I see here the flag of these guys? Why do you guys have to do that? Fajmoet, Frajmama. Why do you have to put that flag? I don't. Where are you? If you have to overemphasize something so self-evident, that means it's not so self-evident. If you have to defend and promote democracy among societies, that means democracy is not so evident the best form of governing. So if you have to give me that flag of a purple flag or the trans flag, and you have to flag it all the time and promote it and have parades, that means you're afraid that some people might say, what the fuck is that? The emperor has no clothes. So you are drawing attention and you're changing people from not having any problem with you guys into saying, get that fucking shit away from my eyes. That's how hatred is created with good intentions. All right, you can do that, but remember, I can do the opposite as well. Unless you are a tyrant. And you're not, because you are flexible, you're tolerant, and you're a good person. And we are the bad people. Okay, let's say. Abstract. Whose Solomo differ? Can you say, I love Torah, Twilight, and Shalom? I have never saved a guy pick a cat as Emil does, like a porcelain cat. Go away, spammer. Okay, I differ. I don't know what it is. Emil, friends, a father has a son. They became a transgender to marry his son, and his son thought, is it that's personal? That's based on their lives. What does that have to do with me or with the French people? That's something personal. That should be prosecuted over there at a local issue. Do you think that Geopolitics Theater really has 50 days for a solution, or is this another snake move from the US? It's impossible to tell the truth. It's impossible to predict things like 50 days. Not impossible. It's very hard to say in 51 days this is going to happen. In 13 hours and 25 seconds will happen this. It's very hard. You can have an approximation because there's too many variables, my friends. Too many variables. Where are you, baboon? He's somewhere. He wants something. That's why he's around. He's going, thankfully. National Zionism. Okay, what else? Love cats. Ha ha ha. Yeah, in a parallel dimension. Yeah, is in a okay. Yeah, yeah. Well, let me tell you this. Yeah, Kanye West said he claimed certain things. He claimed this group of people, that's what he said, has a lot of power in a society where they claim victimhood. That's basically what he said. They own mass media, they were entertainment, and so on. And the group said, no, that's a conspiracy theory, that hates speech, that's anti-Semitism. That's wrong. That's not true. But yeah, is going bankrupt due to the action of the group who has no power. So how is that logical? If the group has no power, yeah, right now should have his $2 billion intact. But he doesn't, because the group that has no power and is a victim wherever was able to fuck him up. That means he has a lot of power. So that confirms maybe what he said to be true. I mean, please. If I say Gigi has too much power and Gigi comes and says, no, I'm the victim, and Gigi pulls the strings that I get fired and I lose my house, I lose everything, and it's Gigi who boycotts me around and goes to different locations, and if you do business with Emil, you're going to be blah, 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 and I lose everything. Doesn't that prove that Gigi has power or not? So yeah, might say certain crazy things, but certain things he's spot on. I can't say what things. And by the way, he going with whatever her name is, the Italian, whatever she is, I can't remember her name. I'm just cleaning my bowls. Let's pretend I'm serious. Okay, I have these kind of things. Oh, not that. Oh. Let me show you I'm serious, my friends. Ta-da! No. Fuck. Eh? Am I serious now for you? Am I presidential enough for you? I put the cap back on, and I'm going to use this one. All right? Am I? Anyway, I heard that he's going to be bankrupt or something soon, Kanye West. That tells me it's not a society who decided you're not going to buy Yes products because he's a bad dude, or the advertisement against him and the forces against that. Okay, you're the freaking best. I don't know. Now he's going with what's her name? I don't like that, because in my interpretation, as a bad dude, he's a black man with a white woman, and he's using her as a bitch. I don't like that. And it's very interesting that the feminists have no problem with that, with dehumanization of a white woman. But hey, she's an adult. So if she wants to be a bitch, she can be a bitch. I don't have any problem with her. And he plays her like she's my property. That's what he said, right? All right. King Edward I succeeded. Are you ever going to see the Epstein files? I don't think we need to see them. I think we already know what's going on there. Emil, is Romanian the language, the closest living language to Latin spoken by Romans? Correct, that's true. But 40% of it is still Slavic, if I remember from college. What, meow meow, come over here, god damn it. I just adore you and loving the live stream. Thank you very much, Katrin Nolan. Lavrov the goat. Man, Lavrov, see? In a world of mediocrities, a 6 or a 7 is fantastic. I'm not saying Lavrov is 6 or 7 or 6 or 5 or something, but in a world of Annalena Baerbock, Liz Truss, Anthony Blinken, and these people, Lavrov is a monster. He's the monster. I listened to Lavrov for a long time. He is a diplomat. He can be studied. A diplomat right there. All right. Jordan Peterson. Let me give you with Jordan Peterson, Dr. Jordan Peterson, because somehow you are supposed to tell them the title, Dr. Jordan Peterson, but not sociologist Emil Kosman or engineer Tom Jones. Jordan Peterson, I liked him. I liked him very much. and he got hijacked. But I don't think he got hijacked because he's not a child. That means he's doing something, I think, with Ben Shapiro and his gang of fuckers that destroys his legacy. His legacy started well. He was a good example. And then he either got blackmailed, maybe he believes in that. He just screwed himself. I'm sorry to say that. Jordan Peterson working with Ben Shapiro, working for and saying what he says, you're not intellectually honest. In my perception, in my analysis, I might be wrong, but as of now, that's what I think. Unfortunately, he could have had it all. He has money. Why do you have to sell yourself to those guys? Do you really believe in those guys? Never recovered from his drug. Jordan, okay. How much are truth tellers on internet just allowed stream regulators? Well, you have to buy. These guys are not stupid. The communists used to censor you by telling you, you're bad, you don't say Ceausescu is bad. Smack. Okay, man, I'm not going to say Ceausescu is bad. Don't ever say communism is bad. Smack. Okay, don't say communism is bad. These guys are smarter. That's why they are with PhDs in psychology and mass psychology. They make you censor yourself based on the unknown. That is, I learned with experience on YouTube how much I can say. They smack me like a parent smacks a child. I never said anything I think that was untruthful. It just was not allowed to be said. So when they do something to you on YouTube, they do like this. You, let's say you violated the community guidelines is in hate speech. But they don't tell you exactly what you said to defend. You don't have you're not in front of a court and say, excuse me, but here the evidence is like this. And besides, how can you say based on my conclusions? So if I say right now that, let's say, the Japanese actually were the victims and not the Americans in Pearl Harbor, that could be an interpretation of the facts. This guy is going to say, no, strike, that's not true. But wait, because you don't accept that fact. You don't know, you don't make the connection between what the Americans told the Japanese not to do in East Asia. Therefore, they reacted to your ultimatum not to buy resources from East Asia. So that means they had to strike back, like the Israelis, in self-defense. You can't say that. So then you learn what you're supposed to say and you start censoring yourself. But it was nothing like in the communist time when they say, don't say Ceausescu is an idiot. Okay, I'm not going to say Ceausescu is an idiot, but I can say Ceausescu is a baboon. Okay. Here they say you violated the hate speech guidelines, let's say. Okay, and you say, you go back and say, what exactly did I say? They didn't tell you what exactly you said. So you think, I don't think I said anything wrong. So what could possibly be wrong? They think is wrong. You know you didn't say anything wrong. Maybe. In my case, when I talked about the vaccines, I gave the definition of the vaccines. I got strike. Why? I read the definition of a vaccine and I used the polio as an example. Once you get the polio vaccine, you don't catch fucking polio again. How is this a vaccine? Strike. What I said was wrong. They struck me. So I knew I should never talk about the vaccine, but I did not know exactly the context. So the same, you kind of understand what you have to say, but they let you censor yourself. So you think maybe I said this wrong, maybe I said this wrong, maybe. But you think of 10 things, and you think maybe these guys have a problem with these 10 things, and I'm going to censor myself on 10 things. But maybe it was none of these 10 things. It was the 11th that you never thought of. So this is how these guys are working, like in the horror movies. They don't, the most horrible or scary movies are not the ones coming with a chainsaw. Okay, it's a chainsaw, bang, and that's it, fuck off. Or, I'm going to run away from the chainsaw. Or I'm going to hide where the chainsaw is. You know what I mean? Those are the easiest. Those are just petty criminals. Things that you go somewhere and you hear and you don't know what the fuck it is, dark, and it's something. Why? They leave your imagination to work on your worst nightmares you had. That's what it is. So you think of could be this, could be this, could be this. The same with these guys. They make you censor yourself based on your imagination and your fear. That's smart. That's genius. It's like if I tell you, you see this is gonna come straight in over there. Okay, I know what to do. But if I say I will fuck you up, well, how can he fuck me up? I'm gonna do this. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do this. He's gonna. What is he gonna do? It's so many. So let my imagination work. So the censorship you learned with these guys with strikes. You know, okay, fuck, I can't touch this one. Okay, I can't touch this one. Even if it's true, the interpretation of the truth, it's what hurts. Why? It should be only one narrative. Did you see that G whatever X that came, the AIG Gomex came with the wrong Austrian painter thing? Do you remember why? Because these guys did not put the right information. The AI came with the wrong political correctness thing. So now they're working to take information out of the AI and give the right information. So the AI reaches the right conclusions, that we get the conclusions through our regimentation, our conditioning, my friends. I have a message. What message is here? Oh, someone said, did you finish the live session? No, I'm still here. I'm still yapping around. What the fuck? It's 6 o'clock. Is it 6 o'clock? Bad girl, but I'm gonna lick you up. All right, lick it up. Remember, kiss, lick it up. I am the best. You are the best. How much are they paying you? Well, it's the same pay as whose day? Whose day? Is one day or many days? How many? How do I? So whose day? Be more concrete, my friends. I get money from many sources, including ladies of the night. Emil, do you go VX? I don't know what it is. I'm a baboon. Sorry. Baboons gathering. Okay. Emil, could you please speak about the psychology of Trump, Dumpty, MAGA movement, and how they have been duped and deceived? It's very easy. It's very easy. Like any other American politician, they tell you they will do this, and they do this. That's all. Trump in the first administration was not allowed to do things by the bureaucracy. In the second administration, he came with the list. Otherwise, he would have been in jail and his dynasty would have been cut off. That's the difference between Trump first and Trump second. And MAGA, what are you supposed to say? What are you supposed to do? What do you mean duped? The guy comes in his sincerity, tells you he's going to do this. I'm going to do this, like any other politician. And the first term he tried, he was duped by the other guys. So you have these things. What am I supposed to do? Trust the other guy? He's the same way. So you trust this guy who at least plays the tune that you like. And then when he gets over there, he's not ninu ninu. He's like, that's what it is. So yeah, now we know. Now he showed who he is, like every other president before. Remember, Obama said he's going to close Guantanamo Bay. Did he do it? 8 years he's got. Nothing. Zero. Why? And when he got in charge, he played Paganini again. Pula mia. Come on. Hope. Meow meow, come over here. Meow meow. I see you, motherfucker. Come over here. Let me introduce you. Yeah, come over. He's coming. He comes to the worst possible route on my desk. But I have to hold it. Come over here. Come over around. Come around. Come around. Yeah, he's coming. Motherfucker, come over here. Tell hello to my little friend. Yes, meow meow. You want to go? I'm not gonna. Okay. It's gonna go the worst. I'm gonna get your butt away from me. Greetings from Greece. Ahoy. Time. Okay. Karaoke song, instrumental you play. Well, I like to sing, obviously, and I know a lot of songs, mainly Tom Jones and Elvis. And I play bass a little bit, and bass guitar, which is my favorite. And my father used to play piano in the house. He was not like me, but I played a little bit piano. Not good enough. Anyway, all right. Will Poland be used next like Ukraine? Okay, Chris Camp, why did you retracted your message, my friend? Anastate, bună seara, domnule Cosman, Spania, Andalusia. Hello. So, will Poland be used next like to Ukraine? These guys can use whomever they can. It depends on the circumstance. I can use my Walter, I can use my Colt, I can use my AK, I can use whatever I want. It just depends on the circumstance. Emil, a guy who loves shirts, cats, and music can't be bad. Oh, yeah, we can be bad. We can be bad. Give me power, and I'm going to show you who I really am. Because of all illegal immigration with top countries, Emil, long-time subscriber. Appreciate all you do for us from Maine, USA. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And I knew it's much more than you over here. It's many more. Many more. These guys are fighting against us. And thank you very much for being with me all the time. I'm not closing. If you want to leave, bye-bye. See you later, my friends. I love being here. Are you married now? Just keep being yourself. Avec fromage. All right. This is a discipline Rome youth, Mr. Emil. This is a discipline Rome youth. I have the same what? You have the same what? Are you match made? The cat. Croatia is watching, and Mirko Krokap is also watching. Mirko Filipovic, Croatia. Remember, Tito was Croatian, not Serbian. For people, do you have any guns, and are you pro Second Amendment? Of course I am. I am pro owning guns, and yes, I have weapons to defend myself and my freedom. And as a free human being, I should not be questions of how many weapons I have and what do I do with them. I stick in my ass if I want. I have sex with them if I want. Okay, fuck off. That's me. I'm talking about the government. Who is more controlled, Poland or Romania? Romania by far. Romania. Do you have any guns, and are you? Oh yeah. Will you be pronounced agency France press instead of agency? Will you pronounce agency France press instead of agency? Agency rhymes with balance. Well, agency France press is a jackal anyway. Why the mystery about being married? Well, we have lives, and when you have lives, you have people who want to hurt you, and they try to hurt you, not directly. I never have any problems being attacked or hurt or attempted to be hurt personally directly. And if I am shot dead, I am shot dead. If I am poisoned with Japanese wine, I am poisoned with Japanese wine. I don't like other people that I think they're innocent to be hurt by these weaklings. That's why. I mean, it's obvious. It's not hard to figure things out. That's why. You belong to be talking at Judge Napolitano. I'm ready. I speak with whomever, man. I have no problem speaking with anybody. You know what? The best lie is telling the truth. That's what it is. So I have no problem with anybody. Let him call me. I am going to talk with whomever. I never liked, unless I try to protect myself from something, I stopped talking with people. When I tried to protect myself, instead of eliminating their target, I said, I will eliminate myself, withdraw myself from the conversation out. But I never had a problem have a conversation with everybody. Why? I think we find the truth that way. Even if the other side is, or could be, arguing in bad faith or trying to debate you to win. I'm not debating to win. I'm here to find out. I'm giving you what I know and what I think about issues. That's not a dogma. That's not perfect, it's not ideal. This is how I see things. I want you to go around and see how other people think. That's why when I say look for the truth, that's what it means. To go around and look for it in very, like, I read Al Jazeera, I read Russia Today, I read Reuters, BBC. I read as much from all the angles to find out as much as I can. That's why. So I'm not running from. I'm ready to speak with whomever. I have a beautiful double barrel over hail gun. I have an over and under 12 gauge for that one. It's a Verona over and under. What do you think of India being backstabbed by Turkey and Iran? I'm not familiar with the backstabbing. What is the backstabbing? I mean, you expect anything from Turkey with Erdogan? I expect anything from him. If tomorrow he's going to say that he loves Israel, I expect that. With Iran, I think has, sorry to say it, is more principled. As bad as it portrayed by the guys in charge of us to look at Iran as being bad, they are more principled based on their history and their statements. In my opinion, as I said, I might be wrong. This is my assessment. Take it or leave it. Tito was from Zagorje, but he was a Croat, wasn't he? Emil, do you think it goes like this? Romanians don't flaunt their wives. They're Romanians and Romanians. You have baboons Romanians and you have no baboons Romanians. But nevertheless, Douglas Miller, me too, about know how many shirts Emil must have. I have no idea how many I have. George Napolitano is great. How long will the war in Ukraine last? Until the Russians are going to say we'll use a nuclear weapon probably somewhere in a deserted land and say next one is going to be on targets, military targets. I give you 2 hours to stop. I give you 30 minutes to call me. If not, in 2 hours, I'm going to go like the Americans. Next is going to be Nagasaki. Next is going to be Kyoto. Next is going to be Yokohama. Next is going to be Sapporo. Next is going to be Tokyo. It worked for the Americans, I think. How long will the war in Ukraine? Okay. You missed the pronunciation. Say loudly balance, then say agents with the same ending. Man, I'm you want me to do things right now? Come on, please. I mean, I drank half of this bottle, not much, but I didn't drink anything today. You see, I didn't drink anything today. That tells you everything I drank went straight to my brain and fucked my brain. And I'm still kind of, I think, logical. I remember my cousin, Bogdan. Sorry to mention this for him. I remember when I love Bogdan. I remember, I don't know, decades ago, I asked him, do you think that when you drink, you're logical? He said, I think I'm very deep. I told him that he's not. He was not. But hey, your channel is the host can do what want. I don't know in what terms. Okay, Putin is a chadadnik too, exactly like Trumpstein. Well, the thing is, I listen to Putin and I listen to Trump. Trump is a peasant. Putin is different. Putin was in harm's way physically. Trump wasn't. That plays a big role. I'm telling you why. If you practice combat sports, individual combat sports, let's put it this way, and you spar, and you're very good at sparring, you beat everybody else in sparring, you touch them, you hit them, you know what's missing? The being afraid aspect that is in the middle of the real situation, how you act. Like, for instance, they say, well, chess shows patience. Yes, so does boxing. But boxing, you show patience during a being fucking knocked out. In chess, you don't. So the aspect of being under pressure, which is very important, is irrelevant in chess versus combat sports. So Putin acted under threat of being taken out. So for me, that means much more than Trump being in his fucking office blowing, what her name? I was about to say something else. Stormy shadows. Stormy Daniels and being, yeah, call us Bronstein right now and call us. You see what I mean? He was not under threat. He was scared to lose money. The other guy was afraid to lose his life. Don't give me Trump was afraid of losing his life in New York City or something like that with the mafia and all that. He was part of it. Otherwise, how do you think he succeeded? Through dealing and need? I mean, really, real life. So that's why Putin was in the middle of something. At his level, Putin showed up in front of a crowd of angry Germans saying, guys, I can't let you go in the KGB. Do you know that story? I can't let you go in the KGB office. You have to kill me if you go over there. There's some people armed in there. They're going to shoot you. He came in front of angry people. Have you been in front of angry people who want to cut you off and put you on a stake and parade you? For me, that was very courageous, among other things. So I can put Putin. Yes, he has his misery as any human being, I guess. Crezi că în situația dată România ar trebui să apeleze la China, deși nu sunt adepți străini, dar am fost strădați de ai noștri și de parteneri. Someone said, Lady Drama said, do you think that in this situation Romania should call on China, even though I don't support asking the foreigners to help us, but we were stabbed in the back by foreigners? Let's say, no, I don't think so. I think the Romanians have to do it through themselves. Why? If you appeal to a different force to help you get rid of another force, that will take over. That's the definition. The Russian Empire did not help the Romanians gain their independence in 1977 and 78 against the Turks. No, they didn't help us, right? They wanted to be over us, but we outmaneuvered them. So you're going to exchange a master for that. And how can China do anything about it? China is so many thousand miles away. Maybe Russia, but Russia will take over. Don't think that the Russians are just the pinnacle of love and happiness. No, they're humans. By definition, once they get in, they will take care of things. Why? It's geopolitics. The further I push the enemy from me, the better it is from me. The better. All right, let's move on. Thank you for the question. Kamala Harris ended with Joe Biden. Got any news videos with Bogdan coming up? Well, Bogdan, my cousin, has things to take care of, important things. So we had two tentative meetings to make 2 videos, and we couldn't meet. Okay, he's always invited. I will make more videos, and I can tell you that I'm pushing Bogdan very much to start his own channel. But as of now, he's waiting for the second coming or something. I don't know. No, Bogdan, yes, we had many conversations, and I hope he has a channel already, but he didn't post anything. I'm the first subscriber, just so you know. I'm not going to give you the name because I don't have you know what I mean? All right. If you could restart your life and knowing what you know, what would you have decided to move to Russia instead of USA? No. No, I wouldn't decide that. I would have moved to the United States of America, to USA, not to Russia. I don't want to romanticize Russia. Russia is still a country full of criminal gangs and criminal enterprise, and you can't. You see, I'm opening here a drawer. Okay, you can't defend yourself. Whereas in America, good or bad, you have the right to equal their actions through your ability to use a Ruger or whatever you want to use. So, you see, I can defend myself. I carry a gun always and forever with me. This is the Ruger that I have, a 357. I have the other one, which is a Colt Python. All right. And by the way, you see what's in there? All right. Just so you know. So I wouldn't have. I like this society here. I like much more what's going on here than in Russia. Russia has the right the right Western civilization spirit. I don't know how much is implemented, just so you know, but nevertheless, that's the way it is. I wouldn't have moved to Russia, not at all. If I would be allowed to carry AK-47s in Russia like the Israelis are allowed to use them in Israel, yes, probably. Okay. Do you should add Putin turn his back on what that the mob walked away. Putin helped Russia a lot. That's what I think. Romania didn't outmaneuver Russia. German did, hence German king. Otherwise, true. Romania is a small country and has to play nice left and wrong. Long live pop pop pop. Cowboy gun. I got only samurai sword. Motherfucker. You challenge me? You challenge me, motherfucker? Remember, never draw a sword out of a scabbard, stabard, whatever it's called, unless you decide to use it to cut. So that's another thing. So you open it, you show it over there. It's willing and able to do it, but don't draw it all the way unless you want to use it. So yes, and I also have some medieval swords, European ones, because I'm European. All right, not only Miyamoto Musashi, that is my. All right, not only that. Right. Smack for bringing that up. God damn it! Thank you very much. All right, stay there, baby doll. All right, move on. I'm gonna show you everything. My balls soon. Okay, sheath. Thank you. All right. All right. Why are you so afraid and own so many guns? I'm not afraid. I like guns. People say, why are you afraid of this? I'm not afraid of gays or no, I just choose not to like certain behavior. And I should be entitled as a free human being, not to like it or to like it. The same with guns. I like guns. I always like guns. In Romania, you couldn't carry them. Here you can. I like knives as well. I can show you some knives that I have. It's not that I'm afraid. I mean, my friends, let me put it this way, with lack of modesty. If I walk outside, I can defend myself. I'm very good. I don't need that. But if someone shows up with a gun, what am I going to do? Oh, what the fuck am I going to do? I'm going to take it right there. And I like guns. I'm not afraid. What am I afraid of? I'm afraid of dying senseless. That's one of my scares. I'm afraid of walking down the street and a fucking baboon drunk hits me with a car, or a fucking brick falls on my head. It's a senseless death. Now, if the death is saving a child or a society or something, that would be fantastic. Meaningful death. Remember, it's not about to leave. Remember, who was that? Plato or Aristotle? I don't like Aristotle much. I like Plato more. One of these guys said, the point of living is not living a life, living, a good life. So the quality of your life should matter, not that you live around and you spend and shit and fuck, and that's not what it is, my friends. All right. I like, thanks, pop. I wish that Colt. Yeah, go to, Colt is owned by Czech Republic. Colt is not American manufacturing company anymore. Colt is owned by, I don't know, Kazabachaka, Czech Republic, that imbecile, Peter Pavel. I always wanted the Python. The Python, Colt, stopped manufacturing for about 15, 20 years. They stopped. And now they started again. That's why I bought it. I was like, thank God. What is your favorite wine? Well, it depends on the circumstance. When I drink usually wine, this is a dessert wine. So this is a sweet one. I can drink it with no food. I don't drink without food. I don't drink to drink. I drink, for instance, Cabernet Sauvignon, for instance, when I have a steak or when I have salmon. I drink this kind of wine when, you just have a little talk or chat, sweet wine. So it depends. I like Moscato. I don't like the bubbly Moscato. I don't like Moscato Dusty, which is about, 5-6% alcohol, and it's bubbly, and you're like, I like wine. I like full-bodied wine. I like the one that when you do it like this, it leaves. I know it doesn't show this one. It leaves oil coming down on it. That's what I like. I don't like light wines. I like full-bodied wines. So it depends on the circumstance. Muscato is good for certain circumstances. My Romanian wine, Tămâioasă Românească, that's my favorite. Let's put it this way. As I said, I like Chardonnay. I like Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon. Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, close, but Cabernet Sauvignon because it gives you and you drink. Sometimes it gives you different feelings when you drink. Sometimes you're aggressive. Sometimes you love making. Sometimes you like that. All right. Well, all right. Let's move on. Is ammunition getting expensive? It is, but it depends. It's still very. Let me show you. It's still very affordable. I have here at 357 special. That is for the Colt and for the Ruger. This is a revolver bullet, and this looks like this. Now this is a come on, focus, mofo. You don't wanna. All right, this is the way it is. So it's 38 special. That means it doesn't have this much power, but does the job, right? So this is a box of 50 cartridges. 50 cartridges. I don't have a price on it anymore, but it must have been $15 for 50. So $15 for 50. Okay. Now that is a regular. This is the lowest. The special is lowest. There are the Magnum ones or these ones. Now these ones are $30. Come on, bitch. All right, $29.99. All right, so it's $30, and these are $25. But these are, you see the red stuff over there? These are the boom boom ones. Once they get inside of you, you're out. They will go like have a party inside of you. So these guys, which I have the right here, these are right here, are $30, and these are 15 for 50. Now these guys fuck you up real bad. These guys fuck you up mildly. So no, it's not expensive if you want. I mean, you can have thousands of rounds, and these guys are right here. Oh, my bad. I have this one too. This is the 40 caliber. It's a price on it. You see the duct tape over there? Always. That is $16.99 for 50 cartridges for my Walter. Why Walter? This is 50 and 25, and you have 25 in there. So these are shorter but thicker. These are for the and the same. If you look, this is the different. It's not the doom ones. Okay, right. So these are the for my pistol. The other ones are for my revolver. So 50, $16.99. These were about the same one for the revolver, and this is double the price for half of them because they are different. But these were bought about a year ago, and these were maybe 10 years ago, and these maybe 7 years ago or something. So here you have it. And yeah, you can have it in like pills, okay? Yeah, you get cancer. Fuck off. You have to die of something. And yeah, much more, my friends. Here it is. In case, I mean, I think that if the government shows up at your house, you should have the right to defend yourself with the same force. So if they have a bazooka, you should have a bazooka as well. All right, Emil, I recommend you to use the range round like I do. Trust me, it will tear shit. I tried many rounds, my friends, and I hope I don't have to use any. That's the one. All right. Ever watch Brother Nathaniel? Yeah, I watched Brother Nathaniel. Thank you very much. How did you know about Brother Nathaniel Stein? I give you more than that. I have a picture with him. I was with him in the same hall in one of his speeches when he came to Lansing, Michigan, about 10 years ago or so, when he started that little program with, remember that one? And then YouTube fucked him up. Yeah, brother Nathaniel. Oh yeah, I know him. I like him to a certain extent. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, Glock 17. Ever watched Brother Nathaniel Stein? Yes, I did many times before until he got banned, I think, on YouTube. Emil, question: when will Elon Musk go to Russia? When he's gonna start talking shit? When he's gonna talking more shit, then they will take care of him. They will fuck him up, and if he's got a chance, he's gonna be like going to fucking Russia. I guarantee you that. These guys are gonna be on him. Valde, fatal mistake. They were never able to fully destroy the Slavic spirit. Question: when will Elon Musk? Okay, what's your opinion on BJ as raw? What's your opinion on Bulgaria as raw? Yeah, I see the Bulgarian flag, but I don't know. First, there is a problem between the Bulgarians and Romania, and that is the Quadrilater and the Dobruja. The Bulgarians think that the Quadrilater is theirs, and it is theirs now. And Dobruja is, that's two regions in between Bulgaria and Romania. And then you have the Dobruja. The Bulgarians think that Dobruja is theirs. The Bulgarians part one side of the history. The Bulgarians did a lot of crimes, remember, in the Second World War when they got the Quadrilater. So we're not taught to hate anybody over there because we're supposed to be fucked in the ass by everybody. But Bulgarians did some nasty stuff to Romanians. Romanians did some bad stuff to Bulgarians. The difference is kind of big. I like the Bulgarians' national anthems. That is my favorite. Rodina, okay, that is my favorite national anthem. And the second one is obviously remember the Russian one. I don't like the Romanian one or the American one or the Baboonsteins. Anyway, did he say he was gay? Yeah, I'm gay. I'm happy all the time. No, I'm not gay. I've never been. I have no intention. I have no desire. I mean, let's put it, I'm drunk, okay? Let's take this as a drunk man. I did a lot of things for people of the opposite sex. I'm sorry to disclose this to you. Out of, should I say it? No. Okay, someone said no. I shouldn't say it. Remember Elvis Presley? I'm not Elvis Presley. Remember how he lay down on the stage and kissed different women and so on? He did it not for his satisfaction. He did it for their satisfaction. Okay? So, what was the question? God damn it. If someone wants to suck my... Let's go, motherfucker. I'm getting drunk. Not good. Not good. All right. Private person. Can go to Russia or China or India and state Ali is okay now. Romania, Hungary, Bulgaria are friends. They're no friends. They're no friends. No friends. Nick, in vino veritas. Don't ask questions, man. I'm drinking too much. In vino veritas. You're right, Nick. The Welsh national anthem is the best. I never heard it. I will have to look at it. Elvis press them. A private person. Douglas Miller. Republic, China. One over a herd is empire. Too much. I'm drunk, my friends. What would happen if the United States launches a surprise nuclear attack on Russia? What would happen? They will not do it. You know why? Let me put it this way. Russia, the Americans look at the Russians, there are some peasants, baboons over there they have to unfortunately deal with. Smelly from distance. That's how I'm talking about the guys in charge, the elites. That's how they look at the Russians. Unfortunately, the Russians are sitting on a lot of freaking nuclear weapons. They look at Putin as a peasant in power, too much power. They are the elevated baboons in charge of what they think the world. Okay? They will not risk their children's Harvard, Chelsea Clinton, Mahala Jackson, whatever her name is, Obama or Barron Trump. They will not risk to die when they are in charge, man. It's like you try to fuck everything up because you're going to be fucked up if you attack Russia. That's for sure. They know it. Everybody knows it. You're not going to fuck your children's future for Putin? Don't pull on me out. Who the hell Putin is? They will not do that. That's why the Russians have way the upper hand. These guys have more to lose than the Russians. I don't want to show you this, but I have something here next to me. I will show you later. In Soma Veritas. Heal the pain of in vino. Okay, let's see. 30 years ago, I briefly owned a 44 Magnum revolver, 8-inch barrel. Good, long one. Fucking cannon. Fun to shoot, but expensive. If memory serves, rounds were over $1 each back then. Hey, Empire, we are. Let me tell you something even worse than that. I owned a Remington scope rifle, hunting. It's called Remington 300 Ultra Magnum. It kills everything. Not the elephant, but everything else in North America. You know how much a bullet is? It's about $3 fucking for one bullet. But anyway, I got the money. I got the honey. I mean, you want to suck it? $5. I'm just kidding. All right, one bullet, one suck. Ce te mai determină să deschizi acest canal și dacă regreți? Ce te-a determinat să deschizi acest canal și dacă regreți? Lady Drama. What determined you to open this channel and if you regret it? I don't regret it at all. What determined me? The anger, frustration with the guys who are lying to us on mainstream mass media. I looked at people like Cuomo and others over there, all of them, minus Tucker Carlson at the end, but he was too mild. He was not of the weasels. He was at the beginning, he was a weasel. He admits that. And I said, this can't happen. We have to have a say. I know more than these guys are saying. I know they're lying. I have to speak up. And I did. I will never regret doing this, regardless of what the consequences might be. Never. And remember, what you see here is the tip of the iceberg. Didn't you hear that I'm a Russian asset? Let's move on. Thank you very much for the question. Does Zelensky-Stein cause the downfall of Rome? No, Zelensky-Steins caused the downfall of the ideology, not the Zelensky-Steins or whatever. It was the ideology of victimhood that I think on the foundation of spoil society, which was Rome, they came with a victimhood society. That's what happened. And it's very easy. It's very attractive. I am poor and a fuck up, not because of my own doing, but because of someone else. And you know what? I will just be the victim because my life is going to be afterwards. I mean, this is genius, imbus. Right? This is what fucked up Rome. And Rome fucked up itself through being too spoiled. That's why. Through accepting, diversity, accepting not the Romans, but more and more provinces with different people, with different traditions, different values into the Roman Empire, which eventually diluted what Rome was. And the result was what? You train Analek, or whatever his name is, the Ostrogoth, Visigoth, you train him. You remember the forest of Tutterland, whatever it was, with the German guy? You trained those guys, and they killed you. What do you think will happen to the United States of America? You train the Analek and the Tuttenberg forest, whatever it is right now. Sorry, too much. These guys were Roman centurions. These guys were part of your system. They knew how you fought, and then they turned around and fucked you up. They sacked Rome. One of them, Analek, the second or the first. Fuck off. Meow meow. What? I can hear you. Wanna meow meow? I can see your face. Come over here. He's like, I'm here, motherfucker. All right. So yeah. I don't even know where I started. What the fuck was the question? I'm sorry. Tell us about your favorite cars. My favorite cars. Well, that changes with time. The cars change with time. I never liked Mercedes-Benz. All right. I like luxury cars. I like cars that you drive in like limousine. I like fast cars too. But if you drive 75 miles per hour, when the fuck are you gonna drive that? You know what I mean? So you can't. I like Bentleys. I like Mercedes. I like BMWs. And these are not, I don't like Lamborghinis. I don't like Corvettes. You know, I like fucker. Motherfucker. Yes, yes, motherfucker. You see how the baboon came from nowhere? From nowhere. I'm gonna let you go. I'm not a terrorist here. Yeah? It goes straight by that, by the tele. Okay. He has his spots, and I took his spots here. Okay. So I like the luxury cars. I like luxury. Let's put it this way. These are my favorite cars. I can give you like names, but it depends on the how many languages do you speak? Well, it depends. I speak some languages better. I speak some languages bad. For instance, it depends on how you use it. If you would drop me right now in Germany to live over there in 1 month, I would be fluent in German, because I used to speak German. The same with French. So I can speak German, I can speak French, English, blah, 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 and that's about it. And Romanian here and there. So that's about 4 languages. But as I said, all these languages could be fluent with no problem if you leave me 1 month in those countries to use them. All right, next. German anthem, best anthem. Deutschland. Well, the words are good, but what was his name? Who was the composer? God damn it, of Deutschland. Brahms? Anyway, the words are good. And that these should be the words of any national anthem. My nation is the most important nation. My family is more important than yours. Your family is more important than mine. This is a healthy feeling, ideology. It's not your family is more important than my family. What the fuck are you talking about? And then my family for you is more important than your family? Why would it be like this? Unless you want to destroy a society. So yes, America overall or above all. I'm all for it. Israel above all. France above all. Yes, Romania above all. My family above all. What the fuck are you talking about? This healthy feeling, this healthy. So anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Is Serbia strong? I want Islam in EU. I want Islam in European Union, to be honest. No. You don't want, no, you don't want, you can want whatever you want, but no religions. No religions, my friends. Religions are, by definition, hierarchical and extreme, and are based on some interpretation of something, interpretation given to you by some people. No, I'm not for it whatsoever. No Christianity, no Islam, no nothing on anybody. You want to worship that thing, it should be your personal thing. Go home, go to the church, go to the temple, go to the mosque, do your own thing. But that's it. That's my take on that one. All right. Haydn. I'm sorry. I say Brahms. My bad. Haydn. You're right. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. Audi Quattro is dobro. I like Audi Quattro. Yeah. Sorry, Haydn. How did I make that mistake? Please punch me in the eye. Thank you, Haydn. Jesus Christ. But I have an excuse. All right, next. I like Audi. I owned an Audi 80 when I was in Romania. Yes, I know that one. 2 languages is bilingual. 1 language is an American. And Deutschland was Joseph Haydn. You're right. NATO or Russia win. I hope we're not going to talk about winning. I hope these guys can, as the Chinese say, coexist, and which is impossible because the interests are too strong. Emil, are you an agnostic? Well, you can say so. This is what I'm about religion. there's definitely something there. And I tell you why. It's not because I feel or because but there are certain things that happen, and I'm not going to my direct experience that don't make sense. First, I don't think from the get-go there's any God in the portrayal of Brahma or Hindu or Buddhism or Islam or Christianity or Judaism. That is really our incipient understanding of the world. That's what it was in our mind. Then that's what it is for me. Now, if you don't believe in that, that's fine. That give them comfort. Don't act upon that against anybody else, though. Keep for yourself, for your own salvation, your personal salvation. I used to believe in being born in Romania in a Jewish God, like an imbecile, I would say. Why? First, why would I believe in that guy's gods? Why don't I believe in the Dacians' gods, the Thracian gods, in Roman god, in Greek gods? Why do I have to go over to those guys who are inferior in knowledge, logic, anything else, civilization, to my people? Why do you think that God went to those particular shepherds, not even goat herders, to tell them the truth? That tells you something about that God. So I believed I believed. I tried, but uh, uh, by reading and experiencing life, I can't. It's just not there. You're open to worship whatever you want. I don't worship anything. I think after we die, I don't know what's going on after that. Definitely, we don't go to a paradise and we're gonna. If we are to go after that in the paradise and start singing hymns to that supposed God, and he's going to have pleasure hearing us imbeciles singing hymns to him, I don't want to worship that kind of, I would say, low level God who has pleasure for some fucking, I was about to say Romanians, human beings praising him for making them. I don't want to go there. I want you to kill me forever. I don't want to live forever. I don't want to. I don't want to be like, I don't want to be amazing grace, how sweet the sound. I don't want to hear that. You do it. I don't. I like the song though. Anyway, sang by certain singers. All right, let's go. Deutschland, we got. Paradise doesn't exist. I flew by plane enough, never saw paradise. Okay. I would say it's hard to tell. Our brains are creative still. Nick, okay. All right. If no, Liber, good. Okay. Porsche. Well, Emil, how do you prepare your fish before cooking it? I don't like, thank you for the question. I don't like seasoning because seasoning hides the taste of what you're eating. So the more seasoning, the more you're not going to taste the fish. So I like to keep it as natural as possible, which is salt and some pepper. That's how I cook it. There's all kind of seasoning and all kind of things. I don't, because otherwise you're gonna taste that, not the fish. That's my thing. Thank you for the question. How would you perceive such things? Of how you perceive? I tell you how. When I'm right now and I'm thinking, fuck, this is a deja vu. I've seen this before. I dreamed it. I can tell you when I dreamt about this. What is that? You tell me. I have dreams, or I am right now and doing these things. I'm like, oh my God, exactly this. I dreamt when I was 19 in the bed. I know exactly where and with whom and all that. I dreamt about this. What is that? What is that? And that happens often enough and precise enough. There's something else. And you have to look at the evidence. You have to look at those South American walls, the pyramids, the nose that was not the straight lines, the things. How can those be done? With what? With a fucking copper tools or something? The Egyptians built the pyramids, and no. I'm not an imbecile. I can't take that as, yes, they did. They cut those things so fast. How do you call it? the granite so clearly they can't cut it with copper fucking shit. That's no, with diamond fucking shit with high speed. That's how they cut it. Who did that? Who did that? Obviously, it was not Yahweh doing that shit. He was in the desert with the goats and the fucking how do you call that? Cutting around the dick of getting drunk. Too much. Anyway, let's move on. Edelweiss is good song, yes. Edelweiss in the what? Sounding of the music, sound music. All right, Emil, do you like Irish single pot still whiskey? I don't like whiskey. I don't like Elvis. Yes, my way. No, I don't like whiskey. I don't like this. Nike, stop, you joke. Nike, stop, you joke. Did the Romanian president get shot on live television years ago? Who? Emil, you just said you noticed some unexplained things, but you didn't explain what you meant by that in regards to God questions. Can you explain? I'm curious. We don't have only two options, God and no God. There's more than two, which is I don't know. And I don't know opens a big box of other options. So I experience, like, for instance, telepathic things. Telepathic things. What is that? Does it mean it is a God? Why is it immediately, oh, must be the God? No, maybe it's Juku Juku. Did you think about being Juku Juku? Why not Juku Juku? Why do we go to that? Because some guys, remember, those guys in the desert, Solomon and what the fuck is Abraham with cutting his son's dick around as a covenant. That was the understanding at that level. Those guys tell me the, how do you call it? Cosmology of the world. Is that cosmology of the world? Those guys, they didn't even know how to write. Come over here, baby doll. Yeah, go now. Next one. Come, I'm gonna grab you. Those guys told me about the cosmology. They didn't fucking know anything about anything. His covenant with that great God was cutting his son's dick. Think a fucking about it. The great miracle was the burning bush, the big revelation. I'm supposed to be. I just ejaculated. Really? When the Greeks are talking about things that these guys are like, please, my friends. So I can't explain things that are there. It's not necessarily that it immediately is that one. No, it doesn't mean. That's a mistake. If you want to know the truth, if you want to live in the thing, that's the example. We have 5 hurricanes. That's the sign. The end of the world. A revelation says, John. Really? Let's move on. Is Brian not God? Okay. I think there's not so much evidence for God. Creation is proof. I don't know. Question. Kakalaka paka maka. Okay. Yes, but so, and the answer, the question is chakalaka paka maka raka chipi riki lipi. Question. And the answer is zakalaka zokotoko. Ipingamaka fakalaka. I just spoke in tongues. I went to the Portland, Oregon, to this Romanian Pentecostal newborn, and I heard some old peasants over there speaking in tongues. You know what I noticed? There was no word repeating. When you hear someone, I mean, with my brain, listen to these guys when they talk in tongues, there's no word repeating, because sometimes you say, I love you, God, I will suck your thing, God, God is the great God. You hear God, 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 I will. You don't hear the pattern because it's fucking shit. I mean, my friends, it's so easy. No. Are you still here with me? If you don't, I don't know, man. I'm gonna talk, man. What's wrong? I mean, I'm gonna have this. I don't know. Norok. Look at this color. It's like pee. Let me show you something. I said I will not, but I will. I came prepared. You know what this is? Jar. You know why? Make the connection? But I won't do it. Why? Because I don't feel it now. All right, let's move on, man. All right, what is your zodiac sign? Okay, astrology. Let's talk about that thing. My zodiac is fish, Pisces. Now, according to some. According to some others, I don't know, a buffalo or something. According to other guys, I don't know, a snake or something, or whomever. Let me tell you something I learned in United States of America college about. I took an astronomy class very hard because it was mainly physics. They made us calculate all kind of things over there and so on. So that person said that when these guys came with the zodiac, I give you this information. When they came with the zodiac, it was a certain inclination of the tilted of the world. So they made all these things based on the tiltedness and the rotation and all that. But with time, that changed in a certain way that what was once, let's say, Aquarius turned into Pisces or whatever it is, Capricorn into whatever. It turned because it changed the angle. So if you are a Pisces, then let's say 3,000 years ago, right now you're not, because it's shifted 20 days or something. So I don't believe in zodiac, just so you know, by default. I mean, you can, but I don't. Why? Facts and evidence. And something I don't understand, I don't understand. I say it. Your time travel with your astral body in the future. Maybe, maybe nothing wrong with a little bump and grind afterworld. You're having a good time. I do have a good time. I'm a good company. Sometimes I put a flashlight here and I have the projection on the wall, and over there I talk with that guy. Hey, what's going on, baby doll? You're so smart. Yes, cheers to you. I talk to myself. I'm just kidding. All right, 2 houses of fish and 1 hour, 1 house of well. I believe everything is energy, Taoism. Yeah, Taoism is good. Good Taoism. I read that Tao Te King. Tao Te King. Tao Te King. I read it a few times. I looked in it. I looked at Confucius. I looked at Lao Tzu. I looked at these things. Enhance your knowledge, my friends. Whatever fits. It shifts on like the climate around the pyramids in Egypt. Look at that, my friends. I'm not bullshitting here. Do you dream? Yes, I dream all the time. We dream all the time. And I remember my dreams. Sometimes I dream in my dream. That is, sorry, I use my cock right now to clean this. I'm not going to be a elevated, sophisticated guy that I pretend to be. The best dreams for me are when I meet my ancestors in a dream, the way I want to meet them. And that's the first one. Like my grandfather I never met, grandfathers, ancestors, father, and so on. Not gonna cry. And that's the first one. And the second one is when you dream and you realize you can't fucking kill me. You know why? Because I'm dreaming right now. I know I'm dreaming. So you know in the dream that you are dreaming what is over there. Those are the best ones. And then you say, you know what? Have you ever controlled a dream? Have you ever controlled a dream? I did that a few times, let's say about 50 times in my life. When you say, I know I'm dreaming and I know I can do whatever I want. I want to fly. And you fly. And say, I know I'm dreaming. I'm going to go to New York. And you go to New York. If you say, let's say New York. Have you ever had that? So you can control your dream. It's just because you are, still active. All right. And neo-linguistic. Okay, Emil, have you been to Ghana before? I never been to Ghana ever. I'm afraid to go to Africa. I will tell you straight. I think Africa, certain parts of Africa, are too wild. And I think any guy can show up in front of me with an AK-47 and fuck me in the ass on the spot. I don't want that to happen to me. All right. I don't want to blow anybody in Ghana. I'm sorry. I speak like that, but that's what I feel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hate the feeling dream as you fail off the couch. Well, how about the stars? Do you believe in evolution or in Big Bang theory? It's not only evolution and Big Bang theory. It's not only that. Why only that? I think I don't know how it started. There's our theories, but I think that we change. It doesn't mean that we go up. We can go down. Okay. You think also a private person, no celebrity like music, can go to Russia or China or India and start a new life with citizenship if he gets trouble in the West? Yeah. If the person has already money and has already a following, yes. The problem is you're not going to have the same following because those countries where you're going to move, China or Russia, are not as rich as the other guys. So yes, they will continue. If let's say you have Steven Seagal is still in Russia, for instance, I use Steven Seagal because I used him. But yes, you can, but you're not going to have the same success because these guys do not invest that much in this kind of things as is right here. There's no business. Hate business. I hate the following. Okay, Jim Peterson. I really love you upload every day and every time you post. You nail it every time and say what you dare to say. I have one question. What do you think will end? What do you think will end when about Russia and Ukraine? What do you think will end? What about? Well, the Russians need to threaten these guys. That's what's going to end. Or the Russian government will fall, collapse. This is what these guys are hoping. Best to stay where is born, like on chicken. Emil the best. If you want to control your dreams, put the music. Okay, what are you some lessons you have learned that you worth? I want to read that one. Where is it? I lost it. It was something about I lost it. Something. What were the things? What, meow meow? I hear you. He wants to go outside. Yeah. You said you do your own wine. Have your vineyard? If not, do you? You know, I have my grapes around my house. I pick them. I planted them. I squish them. I squeeze them. I bottle them. I do everything. I siphon them. I do everything. My own wine, no artificial. Do you believe? Do you believe we went to the moon? No. De unde ești în România, frate? Din Sibiu. Kyokushin, I think Putin won't stop until Kiev will have a dual-headed eagle flag on the... Well, you started. What do you want to do? What are some lessons you have learned that you are worth gold? That you are worth... Lessons that are worth gold? Many things I learned. And things change, things tweak here and there. But be yourself. You're going to save a lot of energy being yourself as much as you can. You can't be yourself every time and so on, but be yourself, and that's going to help you in life. And not be afraid to say things as much as you can, not get too much in trouble. Too much, that's the keyword. The keywords. Stay with the truth. You will never not lose, but a debate. Stay informed. Love and be loyal to people who love and are loyal to you. Don't stab people in the back. No, that's a weasel behavior. Be a stand-up human being. Be a I don't even know. Have virtue. Develop some virtuous things like truth, courage, moderation. Be just. Justice is one. But in order to be just, you have to know. And in order to know, you have to put effort. He nailed everything except Vucic. Well, Vucic, the president of Serbia, I'm not an expert in that matter. I go by this. It's like when the government comes and tells you, hey, you have to go left. You're going to go right. So let's say tomorrow, Bill Gates come and say, hey, you have to go left. You definitely going to have to go. For your own interest, you have to go right. So regardless of Vucic or not, whatever it is, if they tell me that Vucic wants with Russia, okay. If they tell me that Vucic is with that, no. So it's not based on Vucic. Is I know that the Serb people should not fall as the Romanians, the Czech Republic, Slovakians, Hungarians fell under these guys' imbecilic dictatorship. They should not. So Vucic, if he keeps these guys away, that's good for me. It doesn't matter if it's Vucic or not. I don't know details, but as long as he keeps those guys independent, I don't know if he's a dictator or not. I don't think he's more of a dictator than Zelensky or Trump or others. But anyway, some people say I guide myself based on what the government says. If the government says you should take left, you took right. All right, man. How do you see the world in 50 years, better or worse? We're gonna take a shed. We're gonna take a shed. We're gonna come to an end, and I think we're gonna see it worse. We can't see it better. We can't. All right, friends. Here it is. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I tell you why I have to end up. Because of this reason. I don't want to take a piece right here online. So I have to go. I'll keep going on and on. I thank you very much for being with me and participating, and not only participating, being with me all this journey. I don't like the word journey because they are using the word journey, but with me. That means we are on the same wavelength to a certain extent, and I think we're on the right path. Thank you very much. Open your mind to other ideas. Look at any other areas. Don't stick with me only. I'm one guy. There's many other options. You learn by diversifying your information. All right. I would like you to stay with me, but I know I'm just a step. You should release and open your wings further to find the truth. If I contributed to helping you open certain or break certain ceilings and of information or knowledge or of truth or whatever it is, this is my satisfaction. I'm not a guru. I'm not a master. I am here to say how I see things, and that's it, my friends. If I helped you in your life, that is my satisfaction right there. That's it. Thank you very much for being here with me, and see you next time. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you next time. Let's see, where are we?